Hey everybody, I think we live. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not, hit that notification bell. Y'all know what to do. And y'all give me 1 second. I gotta get my folks on MX Network on it. We're gonna get this party started. In the meantime, like this video, share this video. And the link, if you guys are looking for it, is in the top of the description box. In the chat box, not the description. Yeah, I'm tired today. I think I say this every time I come on here, but don't worry. I'm gonna find my fire. I'm gonna find my fire. It's gonna be all right. Shout out to you, Felicia. Thank you. Thank you. You like that intro? I was thinking about changing it because I done had it a minute. But y'all do me a favor. Hey, what's up, Truth Tales? Shout out to everybody over on MX Network, you guys. Y'all do me a favor, like the video so we can get this going in the algorithms and more people can see it and come in. So tonight, if you guys remember, I don't know how many of you was around here before. Well, we got somebody in the back already. All right. We got Deja here. So you guys remember I had my general here from the Malachian Empire. So a lot of you had some questions. I've had some of you guys email me as well. So I thought it would be no better way to answer those questions than to bring the man himself back. So we have a guest tonight. So we have General Hale in the house. And he is the general and the founder and the creator and all that good stuff of the Malachian Empire. Now, if you guys is new to this and you like, Michi, what is that? Well, I'm gonna let the general explain it to you. But I am a part of this tribe. It is my tribe. I want to say shout out to everybody that has become a part of the tribe since the last video. But if you got any questions tonight about sovereignty, right? You have a lot of people who I would say talk about being a sovereign citizen in a way that doesn't really apply to our tribe. So there are a lot of things that just because people talk a certain way, they give a bunch of misinformation, they do a lot of shit wrong, and there are some things that do not apply to us. So we want to make sure that you understand that's them and that ain't us, okay? So if y'all have any questions about all of the stuff that's in our tribe, right? Whether it is what you get when you come to the tribe, whether it is, about our passports, our driver's license, birth certificates, all of that good stuff that we have and how all of that works. Well, you can ask the man himself that created it all, okay? So we're going to have him in here. You guys feel more than welcome to click the link if you have any questions or want to get into the conversation that we're going to be having tonight, okay? Now, as well as him talking about things in the tribe and living in the private, right? I know it's a lot of people with every damn thing going on today. Y'all like damn the government. Y'all hate Elon, Donald Trump. If you don't hate them, you hate, a motherfucking Maxine Waters. Maxine today. Why she go sit down so goddamn weird? Somebody was yelling at her and she looked real old and scared. I think she just needs to go sit her old ass down. But again, we're also going to get into some of that conversation if anybody would like to participate in that, right? Of course, when we are talking about, our tribe and how we do things, when certain laws and things change, some of those things might affect the way that we move and how we do stuff, right? So, as well as talking about the tribe, the general definitely is a very intelligent man, and I'm sure he has an opinion on all that stuff too. So we will definitely, have that conversation with him as well and see where he sits and what he thinks about those things. Okay. So again, I don't know if you guys remember on the first one, when we were on here, we had a couple people in the comment section. Somebody got mad at me. They asked a question that kind of pissed me off. So I kind of cussed them out. And they was like, drop the link, Michi, and let me come up. Well, I didn't let nobody come up last time because I thought it was rather rude. And to be honest, that person has been around for a long time. And I ain't seen them since. So they probably unsubscribed. But oh, well, I don't get no damn. If you've been around me that long, you should know how I am. I thought that was really rude. Okay. If I have a guest on my channel and they are up here being interviewed, that's not the time for you to ask me to drop the link and make it all about you, right? That's not how we do it. So today, though, this is the thing that killed me, though. Watch today. Don't none of those people be in the chat. Watch today. Don't none of them people click the damn link. This is a show just for the people who want to ask them questions. And watch they don't be here to ask none of them goddamn questions, okay? But I do want to tell everybody, she must be talking. You talking about who gonna struggle? Are you talking about Maxine Waters? She is. She looks so old and frail and scared in this video. I was like, Maxine, it's time to just pack it up, girl. Just Go home and watch reruns of Bonanza and sit on the couch next to your walker. It is time to wrap it up. So anyway, you guys, I do want y'all to know for anybody, and I will repeat this as more people come into the live, but in the description of this video on YouTube, you guys, you can go to the description box and you're going to find a couple of things there. If you do not want to watch the commercials during this live and you would like to skip out on those, you can click the link to get your subscription to MX Network, where you could come over and watch it. Everybody on MX Network, they don't got no damn commercials over there or any of that good stuff. Okay. So know that you do not have to watch any of those commercials. If you come over there, you can also get a paid subscription if you love your girl and that's what you want to do. All right. Also, I want you guys to know that give me 1 second. If you guys are interested in the tribe, right, and you want to find out more about it, there is a link down there for that. Okay. Now we have a special offer. Shout out to my general. He come up and tell you a little more about it, but all the details are in the description of the video. You guys on MX Network, you should have got it in your email. Everybody else got it in your email as well, but it is in the description of this video. So you have an offer to come and join the tribe for 30 days. So you could come and I'll see y'all on Monday meetings and Wednesdays. Sundays, I don't be at the women's empowerment because I be teaching class right now, but I'll be there after my class is over in about a month. But you guys can come and check out everything that we do. So if anybody is interested and you just like, well, I don't know, what is everything about? Well, you can click the link, the information in the description. You could come and join us and be on our private network and see everything we have to offer. Come into our meetings that we have on the days that we have them. There are 3 or more meetings a week about different things that we're doing. And then you could come and decide for yourself. So everybody asked me before, well, what you got to pay to get it? You ain't got to pay nothing. You can just come and check us out. All right. So that is in the description of the video. Again, if you are on MX Network, you guys should have got all of that in your email. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up one of my favorite people, and if he be around enough, he's probably going to end up being one of y'all favorite people too. I'm sure you will see why he's one of my favorite people. I like smart people and I like people that's about building a community. And if it's anything that this man has done, he has built a whole lot of shit and solutions for the community. So I'm going to bring my general back up. I do see, I got my girl Deja in the back. Hey, Deja, I see you, girl. And I got, hey, honey, I see Linda back there. I will bring you guys up in a minute. Let me bring up General and let him get some words in, and then I will definitely bring you guys up. The link is in the description, you guys, at the top of the YouTube. If y'all want to click, there is some spots back there if you want to come up, and I will bring you guys up in a minute. All right. Hey, General, how you doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. We got that professional setup. That sound working. We ain't on the cell phone.
New improvements.
It sounds good over there. You sound good. It's working tonight. All right. So, as you were here last time, I'm letting everybody know this is my general right here. So I did tell them about the offer that's in the description of the video, but let me start off. I want to ask you a question even before I bring some of the people up. So let me say, you guys, if you have a question but you can't come up, I know sometimes y'all at work, you doing all kind of stuff, you can't necessarily come up on the show. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. We will read the question and we will answer the question that way if you guys do have some questions. But before we get into all of that, let me just ask you, with all of this shit going on right now, where do you stand when it comes to Elon in the Doge department and Trump and everybody screaming about them not getting into our information? Now, I'm interested in what you think because I know you are really big on privacy and our information. And I'm like, I'll give a damn if Elon can see my social security number, right? But you might have a different take. So how do you feel? Should we be concerned about them and all of our stuff? How do you feel about, what they're doing? What's your perspective?
That whole relationship, I don't think, I don't know. See, it's a lot of everything that's happening right now is brand new. We've never witnessed it to the level that we're seeing it in. I just believe it's a huge like cleanup party right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Elon Musk is good at what he do. I believe Trump is good at what he do as far as on general business or in higher level business. So, when I see things on the internet and I fact check it when it relates to, the IRS, cleaning up the IRS, getting rid of particular agents, or potentially getting rid of the IRS altogether. That affects taxes. That affects how we do business. That affects business management. That affects tax liability. Affects a lot of different things. When we talk about the Social Security Administration, they're pretty much dismantling major sectors that are affiliates of the U.S. government or the corporation, because in order to rebuild or reform a new government or new United States of America corporation, you have to destroy the current one. So you have to deal with the IRS, you have to deal with the Social Security Administration, you got to deal with TSA, you got to deal with the education department, you have to deal with all these different things. So as far as what I see, he's just doing a lot of financial audits right now. They're pretty much balancing the books right now. They're screening, they're auditing, and determining, what really makes sense and what doesn't. You see what I mean? Cutting off the fat so they can reallocate funds into the direction in which they need to go in.
Let me ask you this, right? I was telling somebody, do you agree or disagree with this statement? They were saying like, well, Elon got all our information. My thing is, do you think that him looking in the Social Security system, right? You can see what Social Security number, see some information about us. Do you think that he has more information about you looking in the Social Security system, or you signing up to be on X? When you talk about going on social media, all of the stuff that you have to give them permission in your phone, he on Twitter. So if you go sign up for X, right, his platform, which one you think give him more information about you?
Oh, the government utilizes social media platforms such as Facebook, X, Instagram. That is where they get the most of the data to be able to profile each individual person. That's why they call it your profile. And that's why they have things like the blue check, where it becomes the real you. So a lot of the data is the major assets of the government, because it gives them more detailed descriptions of who you are as a person, and including your financial information, because a lot of people that's getting paid off of ads and running campaigns and stuff like that, you have to go through a process, as far as giving them, validating your true government identity, so giving them your address, your telephone number, social security number, all the other good stuff, your bank account information. So the people that are worried about it now in relation to his position, that's kind of like, it doesn't make sense to me. You should have been concerned about that through your everyday, personal management with all these different accounts and all these different people or agencies that you guys give your information to every day, without even thinking about it, so. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna say TC Dan, he said you gotta give you ain't gotta give your social security number for X though. But see, that's where you wrong, Dan, because you don't have no followers. Because if you get paid and you do get monetized on X, you absolutely have to put your social security number in there. But again, I always find that interesting, because what is he gonna do with a social security number? When people say stuff like that, I be wondering, what do you think he's gonna do with your social security number? What is he gonna do with it that you're worried about that? But your phone, you just gave him permission to listen into your microphone. That means when you're not using X, he can listen into your device. You gave him permission to have the microphone on your phone. You gave them permission to look into your photo albums. I told a man last night, like, if you got dick pics in your phone, you on X. I mean, Elon, pull it up. They know what that thing look like, okay? So I'm just saying, what he gonna do with your social security number?
Furthermore, and first of all, we have to destroy the I my syndrome. You see, I mean, I and my is in relation to some type of controllership or ownership over a particular thing. And the social security number is not your social security number. It never has been, never will be. The social security number is a number that is created, owned, and controlled by by its creator, the Social Security Administration. If you guys don't believe me, maybe you should turn over the contract that you agreed to, which is on the back of the Social Security card. It clearly says that this number, that this Social Security card number does not belong to you. You must return it if we ask for it.
Well, see, I told you this conversation was going to go another way with you on here tonight. She was gonna say some stuff. I was never gonna go and say it because that's not my thing. But I'm listening. But I knew you was gonna go there and say something like that. Did you hear too though? Did you hear that there was? I don't know how many of y'all heard this. That there was an issue that they found duplicate social security numbers in the system. So
Mhm.
meaning that social security number you have might not just be assigned to you. And we think that their system is so like locked tight that that might not be the case. And that issue you posted something about that. So what is we talking about Elon looking at social security numbers, but the fact that the Social Security Administration has duplicate numbers that might have been given to more than one person, what problem does that create?
Mm, it doesn't create necessarily a problem for us per se. I think it was one point where the government wasn't so sophisticated as far as technology. So if you're talking about social security number generation, we have to kind of compare it to and relate it to like CPN generation and and even dealing with I-10s, except I-10s is on a different numerical bracket or whatever. But if we go through the process of creating a social security number, then we'll see that at some point in time they'll have to reset itself. So I think the main thing that they was pointing out is the fact that the Social Security Administration was I think they were duplicating numbers, particularly to finesse on Social Security benefits.
There was fraud.
Yeah, that because if you have X amount of people, every person that is a beneficiary of Social Security, then that the Social Security Administration has a profit from that because they are the first beneficiaries of your social security by way of your performance to go to work and go to work to be able to get paid every week. So they are the prime beneficiaries of your day-to-day equity as far as every time somebody goes to work. So they give you a portion of that equity back, through the social security benefits. But so it will make sense for them to keep on duplicating, using numbers to dead people and to duplicate certain numbers that are not in use anymore. It'll make sense if they're fraud. The Social
So
Security
it makes
Administration.
sense to you that Elon said he filed over 1 million people in the Social Security system, supposedly receiving checks, and they like 150 years old. We know they dead.
Yeah, because at the certain point, it gives you a certain amount of time to claim that check. If you don't claim it, it returns back to Social Security Administration. So it's like unclaimed property. You know what I'm saying? They give you a certain amount of time to reclaim it. If not, then it goes back to the pot. But they have to have an excuse to issue the check. You see what I mean? The excuse is that, okay, this person is a beneficiary to this particular Social Security account. And then so we issue the check back, give them a certain amount of time to cash it. If it's not cash, it gets redeemed back to the Social Security Administration.
Let me remind everybody that's in the chat too. You can always click the link at the top if y'all want to come up. John Wick, that's a fun name. I mean, we all know who John Wick is, but I don't think he would be making the comments this nigga making. So he says, if you think Elon and Trump don't have a business agenda, you're sadly mistaken. So, John, do you have a problem? I mean, if you don't think the government has a business agenda, you're sadly mistaken. Like,
Well,
one thing that Elon brought up, I thought was really good, and Trump, like, we have government officials and even politicians, like they have a salary that's one set amount, but somehow these motherfuckers done became millionaires, but nobody can say where did these millions come from, right? So they steady stealing funds. We heard that Malia Obama got $2.2 million from U.S. aid department. So it's like they just be in there handing out all kind of funds to everybody else. And these
mhm.
people that are worried about Elon and Trump's business agenda, I love how they just repeat what they hear online. Because what I would challenge John Wick to do is come up here or write some more in the chat if you ain't gonna come up here and explain what is that business agenda. You'll say that shit you heard somebody else say, but you can't break that goddamn comment down for it to go any further than that.
They should have a business agenda. It's a business. The United States is a corporation.
It is.
They should have a business agenda, and it's always been a business agenda. But see, now, if anything,
I think
you
he's
know,
implying though that Trump and Elon is using this to edify them personally when it comes to their business. This is what he's trying to
well,
say.
if any one of you guys were in the position of Elon Musk being the president or Elon Musk, there's personal benefit in that. You know, you if you work at the gas station or the restaurant, you probably have a benefit of getting free food, right? If you work at, you know, the Blockbuster, you know, if it's still open, you might get a free movie every month. You see what I mean? So of course there's benefits of being in those positions of power. But if anything, see, the United States government has never really been a transparent corporation. You got to kind of dig into some shit to figure what's going on. There's been more transparency within this past 30 days than probably anybody has ever seen, as far as calls to actions and actually actions that are being made in relation to the United States. And they've been putting in more work. It seemed like their first agenda is to expose all the fraud that's going on in all these individual agencies that work with the United States government. That's the first thing that they're doing. They're exposing the same fraud that a lot of us has been trying to tell people that's been going on forever. So kudos to them. Shit.
Do you find it interesting that Negroes, specifically Black people, do you find it interesting that they seem to be so upset about this when I thought that we all agreed? I mean, if it's one thing Black people all unanimously agreed on, they say we're not a monolith, but I thought we all agreed that the government was not our friend and that they was corrupt and we didn't like the CIA and we don't like the FBI. Like, did we not agree to that? Because they act like now they mad about them shutting these departments down and shit.
You know, the Department of Education ain't shit. We was complaining about the curriculum in school. Okay, they talking about getting rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Or refining it. You see what I mean? All the things that we've been complaining, all the major players, all the major agencies that we've been complaining about, now they getting addressed. So, of course, somewhere in that, they probably have their personal agendas and whatever to make whatever. And there's always pros and cons to everything, just like there's always light when there's dark. That's the balance of life and the balance of the universe. So it's everybody's personal job to do whatever due diligence you're going to do to kind of figure out what those things are. But we got to kind of take time to analyze every aspect and not ignore what's going on in front of us.
Truth Tell says, well, the workers are more Black people than any other group. Okay, so in your neighborhood, most of the people selling drugs is Black folks. Does that mean you ain't against the drug dealers?
That is not true either. That is not true either. That is not true. You can't say.
When I look into government things, there are Black people that work there. But let me tell you something. When I go into government buildings, I do not overwhelmingly see Black people more than anybody else. So I don't know where somebody is telling you that. But again, we had two people in the back. Somebody telex or something. Where you go? I was about to bring y'all up. Why y'all leave? Come back. But again, I don't necessarily think that's true. I agree with you. I think that that's some shit put out there. But again, like, if we all agree that we have, this is the thing. If majority of those workers are Black, but we agree that the government is against us and we don't give no damn about the government, does that mean that just because the workers are Black, we're supposed to go along with it? Like, that's the same thing as saying that we have Black politicians, but they fucking us over all of the damn time. Is we supposed to just go with it because they Black? Like, that doesn't, I hate when we rap Black on some shit and just because you rap the Black and make it right.
Shout out to Tiffany. But look,
right,
check this out.
Leave Tiffany alone there, goddamn it, she Black.
Check this out. If you because that's a general statement to say there's more Black people in the workforce.
They got that from social media. They've been telling that lie the past couple days.
But how can you say that when there's more of a bigger Black argument in relation to employment of Black people getting jobs? Right?
We have a high unemployment rate.
So how can we be the biggest group complaining about getting employment if what that said was true? That's not true at all. Nothing true about that. But that's besides the point.
Stuff they say it. They repeat what they hear on social media, because you're right. If we held majority of the government jobs, we had all these jobs, then why would we have the highest unemployment rate? Makes sense to me. Okay, let me see. I do got a couple folks in the back. We had some other folks, they fell off. They left. The dude came in and he left as soon as he came in. Maybe he changed his mind. He didn't want to tell us no more. But anyway, I'm gonna bring Deja up real quick. I gotta bring Deja up, y'all. And then Ladybug, I'm gonna come to you. I'm unlike Saturdays, you guys, when we have our when we have our panels that everybody comes up. The way we're going to do it today, since I have a guest, I'm going to let everybody, come up one at a time, give you a minute or whatever to kind of say your piece about what we're talking about. And then I'll bring up the next person. That way we can also leave room for other people to come up, because after 10, it gets full. Okay, you guys. And again, if you guys want to come up, anybody got a question about what we're talking about, or you want to ask the general some questions. I had a lot of questions last time about the tribe, about being sovereign and all of that good stuff. This is time to come ask those questions of him, because I'm learning. I don't know the answer. You ask me, I'm going to go ask him. I don't goddamn know. So let me bring Deja up. Then I'm going to bring you up, Ladybug, next. And for the two people, Linda was up here, and I think the dude's name was Telex or something. Come back. It's room for you. Let me bring up Deja, y'all. Hey, Deja, how you doing today?
Yancy Michi, I'm good, thank you. And hello, General Hale. Is it Hale, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, welcome, welcome. Anybody that my auntie rock with, I rock with. I don't really know much about the sovereign life. I remember hearing about it a long time ago with like the social security number and everything. Like, back in the day, it's not like it's unheard of or I never heard of it before. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely here to learn more. And again, I appreciate you for having my auntie back because I don't play like that. And I'm tired of people coming around that I end up like supporting or at least trying to give them a chance and stuff. And then they be trying to do my auntie wrong. And
Hmm.
so, I'm here. And again, I'm just on here because I wanted to say, auntie, I seen on, your intro video while you waiting for you to go live. I
Mhm.
wanted to say I like when you wear your hair up. It's so cute when you wear it up in a high ponytail. And I also wanted to say, all y'all people out there, to all these men that be trying to offer my auntie a ring and all of this stuff, y'all better have a gun. Y'all better know how to shoot a
Oh
gun. Y'all
Lord,
better, yeah, y'all better be
she
on
ain't
y'all
lying
stuff.
though.
Y'all better,
She ain't. I
y'all
I
better be.
vouch for you with that. I vouch for you with that.
General.
Make
Y'all
sure it's
better get off
automatic.
her. Y'all be doing too much now, thirsty. But no, that's all I wanted to say. I love you, auntie, and
I
nice
love you too, honey.
watching you again. I've been watching your videos with you, General Hill. So I think it's like the third one I caught. So
Okay,
thank
thank you.
you. Thank you, auntie, for
Appreciate
bringing
you.
me up.
Well, thank you for coming up. Enjoy your week. You doing something special tomorrow? You and your dude? No.
No, no,
They're
but
like, we
it's
be in love
okay. Hope
every day. We just living life. I know that's right.
oh
well,
hey,
you
sweetest princess.
well, you tell him I said hello, and y'all have a great weekend.
You too, Auntie Michi, and you have fun. Y'all, one of y'all guys, y'all better send her some flowers or something to her box since y'all always
I'm
talking.
buy me some flowers tomorrow. Everybody's gonna send me no flowers, girl. And look, these men love the idea of Michi, but the reality, they don't know if they want to really step into that. So they don't buy me flowers. That's okay. I buy myself flowers.
Thank you, Auntie Michi. Good night, y'all. I'm gonna be
All
in the
All right,
right.
chat.
peace. Good night.
Okay, thanks for coming up. All right, let me see. The link is at the top of the YouTube, the top of the chat, you guys. But for my moderators, freedom over equality, shout out to you. You've been here for forever. Somebody said yes, give her a wrench. She can have a wrench. She got to say something though. For me to give Deja a wrench, she can absolutely have a wrench. The real Lynette says she's beautiful. Yes, she reminds me of my daughter. Y'all see, I was like, hey, honey, that means she the family now. That's how I answer the phone for my kids. Hey, honey, how's your day going? She reminds me of my daughter. She really does. I'm sorry, I'm reading these comments over here on MX Network. So you guys on MX Network, I did in the email that you got, you guys should have the link. If you want to click and come up here, you have the link in the email. Do I have any moderators on MX Network that's also on YouTube? If y'all could grab the link and then put it over. Oh, wait a minute, Freedom over there with it in the chat. Freedom be on. I need to get y'all a paycheck. I'm gonna have to have a moderator meeting so I can pay y'all some money, because y'all, my moderators have been with me since day one. I have not handed out a wrench in forever. So these is my real day ones. I'm talking about in years.
Shout out to the moderators.
They do their job. Let me see. Okay, Daisy, you got your wrench. That's the first whatchamacallit I gave out forever. You see the person that was back there. Okay, let me see. Kamikaze, damn it, you be trying to come up here you came up trying to come up here last night. You got to figure out your stuff. It's saying that it is not that it's not linking. You don't, your microphone is not connected in your camera. When you first click the thing to come into the studio, it's gonna ask you to test your microphone and your camera to make sure it works. Go through that process before you actually come into the studio, because it is not working. It's the same thing as yesterday. It won't let me pull you up. And the lady that was up here, I was about to bring you up, but you dropped down. And yes, Texas, Alabama, boy, it's your birthday. It's your birthday, whether it's your birthday or not. You could definitely be a moderator, because you've been around for forever, showing some love and flirting. I remember you for years now. You can definitely have a wrench. See, these my folks. I know who y'all is. Y'all been here for forever. Okay, I was just reading something. All right, y'all. So let me see. Okay, Ladybug is back. Kamikaze, you gotta drop down. We gotta figure out why your device is not, it's not connecting your microphone. It won't even let me bring you up. So again, Kamikaze, you gotta test it before you come up here. I'm sorry. This happened all yesterday. I want you to fix it, because you've been trying to come up here for a couple days. I want you to come up here too. All right, let me see. I'm gonna bring up Ladybug. She the only other one in the back. Hey, Ladybug, you can hear me?
Uh, yes, how y'all doing?
Peace.
Good. How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm gonna tell you ahead of time. You might hear my husband in the background snoring. He works hard, so
That's all right. And
doing the best.
let him sleep hard. Shout out to the hardworking man.
Right, and I encourage for us women, melanated women, to embrace our men instead of again letting the propaganda divide us from our men. Because how else are we gonna procreate beautiful melanated people? So and salute to you, General.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do want to know more. I have reached out to you the last live about getting more information about sovereign. I actually have started to just learning more about it, just with time, want to work or what have you. So we're gonna leave that there and we'll talk about that. I'll reach out to you. But I really want to say that Nietzsche listeners, do y'all understand this woman really is putting her life on the line with the information that she gives, that she's given. And it's really sad in this day and time with all the information at our footstep and at our fingertips. We would rather, you know, we're on trip.
Ladybug, your microphone breaking up. You was good when you first started. I don't know if you moved. It keep going in and out, and I can't hear you.
Okay, is that better?
Oh yeah, you sound good wherever you are now. It seems like it's fine.
I might just need to calm down because I'm very passionate about what I'm saying.
You good now though. You fine.
Okay, because again, we'll rather post a meal. We'll rather be on here arguing. Don't you know we've been divided, and that's why we're at the bottom. And at this point in time and day, if we will, the individuals that still have to, especially in the melanated community, because don't you know white folks is on board now because they see that it's not just black people they trying to kill now. So if the melanated community still has to be convinced, drop them. See, because they've been our problem in the community, and they block progress to begin with. See, I could give you 19 reasons why a C shot and 4 boosters, like you got babies in the back seat, now you got to get boosters behind it. I could give you 19 reasons why the masses shouldn't have went out and got it. First of all, they were absolved of any repercussions of the C-19, but we still went and got these things. A lot of us. Don't you know it has mRNA in those that takes and rewrite your DNA? That should have been the first clue. So if y'all still got to be convinced, and it just ain't with one, if you're aligned with who you are, your purpose, at least operating with any sort of discernment, you should understand that it's time to get a keen understanding. You should know who the enemy is. And it shouldn't be no convincing. Michi X shouldn't have to bust a fuse trying to let y'all give y'all an understanding. Either you're on board or you're not. Because at this time of day, we don't have time. Time is critical. Let's get. I want to get to some solutions, because
Amen.
if the white and our pilgrim sisters can see, and brothers know that they're trying to kill us, kill them. But they're not going to take it laying down. But we're still arguing. I knew we were sick when Ice Cube came out with a plan. At least he came out with a plan. He had a solution. It was so many people in the mass media, in the minions, and those individuals that they put on a pedestal that's a black. I'm gonna call you black, and I'm gonna call you what you really is, a NIGGER, which is a stupid person, because these are the people that harm our community because they look like us, they're amongst us, and then we put them on a pedestal because we don't realize our star power. There's no reason why we should be walking around with Chanel, Louis, Gucci, when you could go get you a silhouette and Cricket. Chanel, Louis, you should feel the way about you, melanated people, that Chanel, Louis, and Gucci should be wearing your name. But you spend all this money impressing these people, making them rich, going out every holiday. So again, Michi, don't keep trying to convince these people. Bring the information, and those who want to grab, because the fact is, everybody not gonna make it in this paradigm shift, which was ushered in by the C-19. Okay, so everybody is not gonna make it, because as it stands now, and I'm sorry to say this, individuals' DNA is mutating as we speak. They going to the doctor. The doctor won't tell them what's wrong. They don't know what's wrong with them. They keep telling them, because I know people that they don't know. They keep telling them they don't know what's wrong with them, but they really won't tell them you got that mRNA in you. So the time is out to be trying to convince these sheeps, because a lot of sheep's going to continue to be led to the slaughter, and that's just biblical. Everybody is not going to make it. So those that elevated and you want to hear the truth, you better get on board and get some understanding what's being offered on Michi platform. And and that's all I got to say.
Well, thank you. And thank you for coming up. Thank you for your support and your love, and coming up to share your opinion. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. You have a good night, sis.
Amen. I feel her. Amen. Hey, if you're not one of us, you're one of them. You know, there's a difference between.
Just because we black, we ain't all the same. What you talking about? No. Right. They think just because we black, we all on the same page. We not. It's
No.
No.
There's melanated people. First of all, just like she said, the N-word can be anybody. You got black niggas, white niggas, Chinese niggas, all type of niggas. Yeah, I have a allergic reaction dealing with nigga and nigga shit. Yeah, so I'm racist to that type of shit for real. So for sure, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely a difference. And we definitely are too far behind schedule to be playing games with adults and wasting our time with full-grown adults trying to reprogram and educate, adults. If anything, we got to be allocating that time to, the youth and the next generation.
I agree.
So we too far behind schedule.
That's where you have to plant the next generation. It has to always start with the kids. The adults are too, even for facts, psychologically wise, once you're older and you're setting your ways, it's a lot harder unless you really want to receive something new and throw away your old thoughts and your habits and your ways. That has to be up to an adult. If you are grown, it really, psychologically, you can't change an adult into something. But children, they're like sponges. They're ready to take on whatever you want to give them. So I've always said, if you want to change a society, good or bad, you got to get to the children, because that's where the change comes. This is why they were promoting the agenda on into the schools when it came to the LGBTQ and all of this gender blocking hormones and all that. Because if they get it in the kids' mind, you know, the kids ain't gonna ask as many questions. They just know you telling us this is what's right. And then as they grow up, they're gonna implant that idea in their children, and there will be no argument. And 2 generations down
And
the
now
road,
we got a bigger
nobody,
problem. But now we got
everybody,
a bigger problem. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
now society's changed.
And shout out to the Trump administration for shutting that down. There's only 2 genders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They get that X shit on the birth certificate.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, X that out. You know, so hey, you know, I don't listen. It doesn't matter. See, people got to separate personal feelings versus, you know, things that just simply make sense and have your best interest. You don't have to like these people or like a person to begin with. You know, that doesn't disqualify particular things that they're doing to that have your best interest. You know, so a lot of things are going over people's head, you know, because they're
You know,
emotionally tied.
that's some real shit right there, because I think that, see, and this is why I can have conversations with you, because I think we understand a lot of stuff most people don't. You know, I talk about what Trump is doing, and whether you like the man or not, some of the stuff he's doing, like, how can you be upset with it, right? And so I think that people have a hard time understanding the difference of, oh, you like Trump, you support Trump, just because I'm talking about what he did and saying I don't have a problem with what he's doing right now. Like, do I ever want to sit down and have dinner with Trump? No. Do I want to be at Mar-a-Lago like Angela Stan King with my toe in the pool talking about, ooh, I'm around Trump? I don't give a fuck about Trump. When you talk about a life, I want to go be him and Elon friend. I could care less about those white men. But I think people don't really understand the concept of, this is the problem. They're supposed to be grown, but where in being an adult do you understand that you don't have to like the messenger to receive the message if it's right? You don't have to like somebody and agree that what you just did was real. I agree with that. I may not like who said it. I might not like you. Like, I think as adults, we got to get past that shit, because people be having a heart attack like, you're a Trump supporter. Like, I don't vote. I didn't go vote for him or anybody. That's not even something I care about doing. But right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't give a damn if you can't stand Trump. Why would you be mad that he is taking that gender bullshit out of our schools unless you're okay with perverting our children? Why are you mad about that? Like, if you understand what the CIA has done to Americans, especially Black people, why would you be mad if he shut them down? Like, to me, that's just that ignorance. And that shit irks me to my soul. And it's just a lot of Black people out here that and I say that because that's who watches my platform for the most part. You know, I don't know what other groups of people are saying. I'm sure there's some dumbasses in all of those groups, but those aren't the groups that I deal with. And it's just amazing to me how people they can't, you know, decipher the two. You can agree with the message and not like the messenger. I don't understand how adults don't know how to do that.
Absolutely.
Let me say, somebody says, thank you for your time, General. Thank you for all your hard work, MX. How do I get out of the system? What should be our first steps? Okay, so that's one question. Before we get there, though, let me say, I do got somebody in the back. I'm gonna come to you in 1 second. This is Kamikaze. Shout out to Kamikaze. He said he work around, and I don't know if that's name. It say Cam. I'm assuming it's the guy. Forgive me if you are a lady. Says works around a lot of robots at Tesla. They had Tesla, so the internet be tripping. Okay. All right. Love you, my Pisces sisters. That mean you're Pisces too? Shout out to the Pisces. It's our birthday season. We about to come in this bitch like a flood, not like a trickle of rain. We about to tsunami some shit and knock down cities, okay? It's that time of year. Pisces, baby. We the best. If you don't know, you better go ask somebody. Get you a Pisces in your life. I promise you won't regret it. So thank you for that. I do want to throw this question up here, and then I'm going to come to the question on MX Network. But I want to put this one up because the chat keeps moving, but I am going to come back to that. So I'm going to throw this out there for you, General. Okay. If somebody else has questions. Also, if anybody else would like to come up, the link is at the top of the description of the YouTube video. I mean, in the chat. And I'm sure, and shout out to my moderators. They're putting it over here on MX Network and on YouTube. So they say, Michi and General, are Elon and President Trump changing from the U.S. corporation to the U.S. Republic? So I guess they're asking, do you think that they're changing that? I guess when it comes to saying that the United States is a corporation, you understand those things a whole lot better than I do. So that is their question. Do you think that that's what he's trying to do and change it from a corporation to a U.S. Republic? So is that's a question I'm gonna let you take.
I understand the question, but I want to make sure I'm careful with the answer because it's certain technicalities based upon the things that they are doing and the executive orders that are being executed through the Trump administration, it definitely appears to be a compliment. It definitely appears to complement the Republic side for sure. As far as you saying that, is it going to go from a corporation to a republic? The United States corporation will always be a corporation. That just is what it is. Now, how the functionality and corporate structure of the corporation is yet to be determined. But yeah, it looks like it's definitely going to complement the Republican side for sure.
Let me see this. I want to say shout out. Let me catch up on this. I gotta say shout out to Perlia. I don't know if I said that right. Forgive me, sis. But shout out to you for the cash app that you sent. Somebody did have, I'm gonna go to the question over on MX Network, but right here before we do that, somebody said, did I miss how to join the tribe? So I'm glad you said that, because somebody said something earlier when I said in the description of the YouTube video, if you're on MX Network, you should have got the email. I will send out another email. But in the description of this video, you guys can go to the description on YouTube. There is a link over there for you to join the tribe. Now, somebody earlier said, I clicked the link and it's asking for payment. Now, General, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It probably is asking you for payment because it is a 30-day free trial for you to see if you want to be there. So it probably is asking for your payment information, because after that 30 days is up, you're going to get charged your fee of your $25 a month for being in the tribe, right? To pay your dues for all of the stuff that comes with it. So I assume that that is the reason. It's 30 days. And after that, nobody wants to go through, okay, now come in and fill this out. You got to do everything to get in the tribe the same way. Once you do all of that, if you do not want to be in the tribe after your 30 days, then you can go ahead and cancel and be out of being a part of that membership, and then lose your access to everything that you get with the tribe. So I assume that's how it works. Is that correct, General?
Just like when you signed up for Hulu, Netflix, and all those other subscription-based services, same rules apply. That simple.
So you will put your information in, but that is to carry on your services after the 30 days if you choose to do so.
Yeah,
if not, you need to cancel before.
So that, because once you get in, that you're gonna get full access to our private network, which gives you access to our our information, our resources, our tribal community, all across the United States and abroad. It also is going to give you access to our weekly meetings. We have tribal meetings every Monday, which also includes Q&A. Those last from 1 to 3 hours sometimes. Wednesday nights, we have Malachian Bible study and meditation. Thursday nights, we're revamping our business night and doing trading, stocks, and stuff like that. And Sunday nights, we have Malachian Women's Empowerment. So you get access to all those things for the entire month. So that technically, that's if you tap into everything, you technically have access to 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm saying, like almost 20 meetings. If you tap into everything, so you
and
can
we
sit
got our
in.
network that even when we're not having meetings, we have our own network where we go in, we log in. It's all kind of people in there, information. We talk to each other, and that's our private network. So you have access to that as well, and that's every day, all day.
Yeah. So it really can't get any better than that. You see what I mean? Because we do have safety protocols and stuff like that to kind of safeguard the members of the tribe and stuff like that. But actually, this is the first time we've done this in a long time. So this is strictly
That's
off,
be special.
this strictly off the strength of Michi. So
And let me say, and when we had our conversation, it made a lot of sense. The reason why my general said this, he said, because a lot of y'all do have questions, and he's not running from any of those questions. When you talk about sovereign, they hear those terms. They always mix those things with what they've always understood from other people, which may be a false misrepresentation of how we do things. Okay, that's not who we necessarily are. And so he figured the best way for you guys to, get your questions answered, to kind of see what things are like, to have a better understanding. He figured, well, I'll let you guys come in and check it out. And that's the best way, right? Because you come in on Mondays, you have 4 Mondays in a month. You can, ask all the questions that you want to ask. You can see how things flow. You can see all the stuff that's there to offer, so you can make a better decision, if this is something that is for you. So that's the reason he did it, because you're right. Because as long as I've seen it, been around, they've never given no 30-day nothing or free to come into the tribe. So, but it's just it allows you to get all your questions answered and all of those things, because you guys had quite a bit. So hopefully that helps. Diane said 25 a month. That's a good price. Yeah, so it is $25 a month. For all of those things. We do have a yearly one as well. If that's something people decide, if you do the yearly, you save like 50% off. So then it's half of that if you pay for it all at once. But then you also get your identification with that. There's not an extra charge for that, because just like any governmental group, now I don't know if I'm saying it wrong, because but we have our own stuff. So when you get your driver's license, you get your passports, all those things do cost a fee. But when you have your yearly subscription off the bat, you will automatically get your identification with that. So, and it's not an extra cost for that. So those are the two tiers. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it, because somebody said it last time, like, why is it a fee? Well, the private system, you're going to be on the server, all of the stuff that we have and we provide to everybody, it's the cost to the tribe. They have to pay for those things. So that's why, I would think that's common sense for people, but somebody's thinking it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and answer it, because the systems you're on, how we have meetings all the time, all of the stuff that's put together, all of the resources and things on the site, those things cost people money and time to maintain, to be there for you guys. That's why it's there. Okay. So if you go to church and you put money in the basket for Jesus, because I heard churches is sending out invoices to y'all asses. If you go there, they want their tithes, or you can't even bury your mama at the church. So I'm just saying, so don't ask us if you ain't asking Jesus.
Amen to that.
But anyway, you guys, the information to get that 30-day free. Now, I can give you my link if you just want to go ahead and dive on in. But if you want the 30-day free period to kind of check things out, ask your questions and stuff, that information is in the description of the YouTube video. And again, MX Network, you guys can go back and check your emails you got tonight about this live. That information is in the email. Now, we do have two people in the back. Linda, I see you, and La Vicia, I might have said it wrong. If I did, please forgive me. You could correct me. We come up here. I'm going to pull you up in 1 second. Let me have him answer the question for this person over on MX Network. I got to show my folks some love over there, and then I will be bringing you up. Okay, so just give me 1 second. And Cam said she's a woman. Okay, all right, sis. All right, shout out to you working at Tesla. I need you to fix your stuff or call us when you at work, because you probably got some stuff to tell us. You over there at Tesla. You got some Tesla secrets. I know you do. Look, she like, I work for Tesla. I have an opinion about Elon. Let me on this live.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Look, we want to hear from you. You got to fix this before Saturday when we do our call in. Because she been trying to come up for 2 days and this stuff just ain't working. It's them Teslas. They don't want to let you on. They said, shut her shit down. Let me see. Okay. So over at MX Network, somebody said, thank you for everything that you do. And they said that first and foremost, General. They said, how do we get out of the system? What should be our first step? And I would tell you, honestly, as a newbie to all of this, that was my question. Like, where the fuck do you start to climb this mountain? Because it's definitely a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
What's the first step, General? Or what would be your answer to that for somebody who want to start? What is your answer for that?
It's the system is what we call the matrix, and the world that's around and within the system. So all this stuff that we do every day, every place we go, is sort of attached to the system per se. So if you ask that question, I can't really say how to get out. The system will always exist. The matrix will always coexist. What we do is teach our people on how to navigate the system, to protect their best interests and to limit like personal liability. Everything we do in the aspects of being in the private, operating private. So teaching our people how to recreate the legal version of themselves in the private, but at the same time giving them the tools, the resources, and information on how to navigate in that private vehicle in the public, because you're still gonna have to go outside every day. You're still going to the store. You're still going to work. You're still operating in commerce. You're still doing business. You still want to make money. You still want to go on vacation. You still want loans, lines of credits, and grants. You still want all these things that are part of that same matrix. So it's all about knowing how to navigate. And a lot of that navigation is in relation to our understanding in law, which primarily contract law, knowing how to contract, knowing how to reserve your rights within a contract and stuff like that. So in essence, when you become a member of the tribe, you become the private version of you. So you're a Neo. So you come in as Mr. Anderson. We try to take that bug out your stomach, and and then you become your Neo, your private side. And then so Neo, of course, has a different name outside of the government name, because you want to leave your government name with the government that it was created with. That's why they call it your government name. So from there, once the name is created, we got to bring it to we got to breathe like a legal life to it. So that's when we create your private or your foreign trust. So that trust is a legal entity. So by legal definition, a trust is classified as a person, a legal person. So you have flesh and blood persons, and you have legal persons. So that trust will be the new person that will be navigating in the public in relation to contracts and commerce. And that person also, we put extra layers to it. So that person now needs an identity and a profile, such as identifications. How are you identifying that person? So that's where your tribal ID comes from. What if you're traveling on the road? That's where your international driver's license and tribal permit comes in at. Your tribal passports, and then we go off into insurance cards and debit cards and all those other good things. So yeah, it just layers to it. Then we, just like your government person has a birth certificate, your private person has vital records and tribal birth certificates and stuff like that. Things that you need to show people in a case by case basis in order to operate. You want to register. You working for a company. You're registering your kids in school. So instead of using these public things that come with the public person, you use your private devices.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The way I kind of see it, it's kind of like you say, like we work in the private, but you also work along, like you said, you still live in this country, you still use services and do all of those different things. So I kind of look at it like this: like, you're a part of the tribe. We are a nation unto ourselves. So we exist, but because we are a part of that nation, that's like somebody coming here that is not necessarily a citizen. You correct me if I'm wrong. This is how I see it, of the United States, but they're still driving around on their international driver's license. They're still a real person. They're acknowledged in that way. They can still function within this system and be acknowledged in this system, but it is also acknowledged that you are not a part of this system. You're separate from it while using the system. And that is because we have a tribe. I find that when people try to do this individually, it doesn't work for them that way, because since we're a tribe, we actually are a nation of people. So in our private capacity, we have somewhere to say we belong to. We belong to this other, for lack of a better word, government over here. This is where our driver's license come from. This is who our birth certificate is with. This is who we are a part of. This is where we belong. Even though we're walking around in your system, understand that we are not necessarily from your system. So that's how I see it, if that makes sense to people. Somebody asked, and shout out to you. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for that. I think Trump's war on Democrat leaders that have used Black community is helping us. It gives us time to learn how to work for us. What do you think? Okay, so give me a second for that. Let me see. I just want to make sure the person who's questioning you, if they didn't have the second part of that. So I would say, when the person said that, where do you start? I would just say that you just got to get started. My personal opinion in that is that being in the tribe has helped me. There is a lot. When I listen to you or the people in the tribe, like the stuff that y'all do or y'all been studying, this is your lifestyle. Like, this is not something you just do on the weekend or you just started yesterday. So even like when all these things happened with Trump, we had our meeting, and just to say, in a general sense, not to give into all we talked about, but you said, well, because we're still living in this place, right? So how do their laws, especially when you're talking about immigration and people that aren't our citizens, like, how does that apply to us? And so you even went into, things are forever changing, and so you're forever learning. This is a lifestyle that you don't just learn something when you're done with it, because there's always new things coming up. And so I would just say that being in the tribe allows me to ask questions in that direction. And even the very first steps, I know that we have our university in there where it walks you through certain classes, like how do you remove your name from, you know, the DMV, so that then you can have your stuff through your private name and all of this stuff that you get. So there is a way of removing things and how you do that and paperwork. So you have classes that are in a lot of things that people ask about that stuff. And I would just say it's so much information. I didn't know where to start. That's why I just got in with the tribe. I would say probably the first part is it's several things, but it would be removing yourself from the systems that you need to remove yourself from, at the same time creating yourself into that new private system. That's where it begins. But those are many steps. That's not just one thing.
Right. And it's circumstantial. It's circumstantial based upon each individual person. 'Cause each individual person is different, have different circumstances and desires and goals. You see what I mean? So, you know, and everything I just said too previously, it's like you know, like Misha just said, everything is always um can change at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? Because as the world is changing right now, and within the government that has the main control over this landmass right here, you know, typically we talk about our own stuff, our own laws, our own, you know, protocol and bill of rights and all other good stuff that we talk about within the tribe. But there's been so much significant change right now. Their business is more our business right now. You know what I'm saying? Like never before. So you know, as that structure is changing, a lot of things inside of our structure is changing to best suit our best interests.
Mhm.
You know, and everything I said before is still only circumstantially related to exactly the way things are right now. Now, once the first village of Malachi is complete, and the second, third, the fourth, now we're talking a different story, because now we're talking about territory now. So now once we're in different territories, it is really subject to what all that we can self-sustain within that territory. Because the only reason we're at the present moment that we're here now, because we, in order to be truly fully independent and detached, we have to have an alternative. So if you're not going to go to their schools, where's our educational facilities? If we're not going to use their banks, where's our banking structures? You see what I mean? If we're not going to use their oil, where's our oil at? If we're not going to use their food, where's our farms at? If we're not going to use all these things, so people be like, how do I detach myself? Just remember, you talking about cutting off your lights and a lot of different things. So don't cut your lights off, you know, until you have an alternative battery.
Well, I will give you credit. You're good. You are very good for that. I mean, there's plenty to build, and I'm not saying you're sitting on some oil right now, but who knows, you know, what the future brings. But I think that's what I watch you do. You create systems that if we're removing ourselves from one, then we have a system to then go into, right? You know,
Yeah.
somebody asked, when you join, do you give up your other documents? You know, and what I would say is that in the tribe, you do have a birth certificate, you know, you have a naming certificate, you have all of those different things when you talk about coming from one system to another. So that's what I've seen you do, is create those systems that are comparable, you know, to it. I see a lot of people who do this sovereign stuff and they just be like, I don't got to do what you want me to do. I got the right and the freedom, and I'm sovereign. And they read a bunch of like bullshit and some laws, and that's why their window get bust and their head get bust. But for you, you just be like, no, if we remove ourselves from this system, it's fine. But here goes another system that we can then put ourselves in that will be recognized by the old system. So you're just not out there willy-nilly by your damn self, you know? And so I've watched you create those systems. That makes perfect sense to me, you know, that you're right. When you remove yourself from one, you got to be able to go into another system, not just stand alone. That doesn't work.
Government respect government.
Yeah, and they do respect your government. This is why they sent you back that identification from one of our tribal members. They said, look, he ain't come get it. Normally we destroy shit and lost and found, but this is another government's property. We can't do that. So here goes your property back. I thought that was one of the dopest things when you put that out in the meeting that night. I was like, oh shit, we the bomb. Y'all don't even know. I was proud that day. So
yeah, I mean, little stuff like that.
So that's what they asked. They said, when you join, do you have to give up your other documents? So I guess your birth certificate, do you give those things up? Now that's a good question, because people ask that all the time. They be wanting to have 2 birth certificates in their wallet. They got the tribal stuff, the regular stuff. How does that work, General? Do they walk around with both of them?
That's the beauty. See, the reality of where a lot of people are at is that there are a lot of things that's tied to the government person that they actually want. You know, some people have, Social Security. Some people have, other government funded are in other government funded programs that benefit them personally based upon, their circumstance or what the position they're in life. So they might not be in a position to disconnect those things or to interfere with those things, or might not just simply desire to. So, but the beauty about it is that, you know, your public side has nothing to do with your private side, and vice versa. So now we have people that don't want to have no attachments or nothing to do with their public name, the government name, or the United States corporation altogether. So when they come and join us, a lot of them do just toss everything else. That's not something that we mandate or even necessarily recommend. But one thing our most important thing is teach people what not to do. Now, what you don't do is commingle. The private belongs in the private, and public belongs in the public. Then that's it. So in essence, you're becoming a manager over two legal people. Because so it's always in threes. So we're talking about the Holy Trinity. So it's you, the flesh and blood, man or woman, and then it's the public entity, and then it's the private entity, and the whole goal is to create the separation between both of the two to avoid any type of assumption or liability.
Okay, we got a couple more questions. The people in the back, they left, so ain't nobody back there yet. So while you're doing this, I'm gonna come to Cheryl's question in a minute, but I want to finish asking it too. So over on MX Network, Lady Elect wants to know: does one membership cover your household, or is it all individual based? So do you have a family membership, or is the membership for each person in the house? How does that work?
Each adult needs their own individual membership. But anybody under 18 can go up under the adult.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lady Elect, there you go. We do have another question. Somebody says, as a married person, can you make the changes without your spouse if they are not on board with you? So just because they married, do that mean they can't come over and do their thing?
Well, marriage is a government contract for one. But again, everything you're doing in the private is being created, so it's nothing to change or correct because it's being created. So it doesn't affect it doesn't affect anything you have going on in the public. So no, it'd be great, but no, it doesn't affect anything.
So they could come over
100%,
and they even though their spouse don't want to. That's what I figured was the answer, but I'm gonna let you answer as a general. I didn't want to get a wrong answer. Somebody said, are the rights given as a member the same as those of American Indians? I don't think so, but I'll let you answer that. I imagine once we get some land and we actually have territory and we have built our own village, then that might be a little bit different than just us as a tribe being spread out in other places. But that's the question right there.
Well, we are, we do have legal backing, when it comes to the rights of indigenous people, because we are an indigenous tribe. Because we're indigenous to this land. So that's having a tribal classification I'll put it like this: us all not being in a central location at this particular moment does not change that classification, if that makes sense.
Right.
Now we do already have territory and land, within the United States and outside the United States. We're just in the early process of building on that and building the community within that. But yeah, it's the same deal. The thing is, you have two different sectors in the tribal side. You have tribes that have federal contracts. You have tribes that don't have federal contracts. So we're a tribe that does not have a federal contract and does not wish to have a federal contract. Because with a federal contract, that means you just took yourself out of an individual system directly with the government and having an individual citizenship through the tribe. So that the whole tribe as a whole is within the citizenship of the United States. So it defeats our purpose. So that wouldn't make sense for us to do that. It's just simply, so that part doesn't make sense. So when people ask that, it contradicts our whole purpose. But that doesn't mean we won't have affiliations on a case-by-case basis or association or organization case basis, to serve our interests.
Let me see. The t-shirt spot said they keep trying to sign up, but it's not allowing them to go through. Okay, well, I don't know what your problem is right now. If it doesn't go through, you could always send me an email and I can give you the information to directly look into what that is. And I'm sure, is anybody else having that problem? It may be your device or just what you're on. I haven't seen anybody else say that they was having a problem with that. So the t-shirt spot, if it keeps on, if you keep on getting that problem, then send, you want them to send you an email, you want them to send it to me, General, and I'll forward it to you.
Then contact member services.
Contact member, where they contact member services?
888.
Hold on, I'm about to put it up here. Hold on. It's 888
597
597
8825
8825.
extension 111.
Okay.
Yep.
Extension 111. Okay. That's right.
Yep.
Okay, so there y'all go. If anybody is like having a problem when you're trying to sign up or something, you could call right there, and they will they'll help you get in the system if you can't do it the other way. So there y'all go. Let me go back though, because somebody said, Patrick said, "Do you choose a new name?" Yes.
100%. No, and you guys would think, some people might think this is simple, but you'll be surprised on how many people have such an attachment issue to their government name. They just won't let it go, and that's the slave mentality. Like we are very adamant about disclaimers and 100% transparency on everything we do, especially within our applications. And we have stuff in bold. We got stuff all over the place. We have, do you understand this? Do you agree with this? Do you? And they'll, yeah, I agree, I understand. Watch, they got videos and everything. And they'll go through everything. We'll be like, we specifically said no variation of your government name. What does variation mean? That means that don't mean take out your first name and just use your middle and last. That don't mean keep your first name and just get rid of the last. That don't mean keep the middle name. That no variation of the slave. Let them go. Just let them go. Y'all remember Django when Jamie Foxx got away that one time? They was in a carriage and he killed the slave masters, and the other two slaves was still in the carriage. He was like, "Come on, nigga, we free." They was like,
they like they want to go.
Oh. He was like, "Man, I'm gone." Shit, that's what it is.
That's funny, because that's a question that come up too. You be in a meeting like, no government name, change that shit on the screen.
Well, it's not my good. I corrected my status. It's my last name is El Bay. I'll just be like, see, some things we just can't fix.
You have to have a whole other name. I got a whole other name. I don't have a problem giving up my government name. I just didn't know how to pick a name, but the tribe helped me. And I like my name. It works with my personality.
It fits you well.
It does. I'm a killer. When I told you, I said, if you say it real slow, it sounds like I'm a killer. I like that on the paper. Yes, my name, my tribal name is Amakila Malachi. So yes, you do have to pick a name, right? For the information.
Very important.
Somebody said, so how do you choose a new name? Now I will tell you that there is a lot of information that they will give you, like stuff you can look at, and it will show you different names with prefixes and suffixes, what the meanings of them are, and you just kind of go through it and you choose what you think fits you. So there is information that you will get in the tribe to kind of help you look at some stuff to come up with a name, right? Yeah. Some people already have an idea of what they want their name to be, but it can be whatever you want. Just can't be your government name. So if you want to be Fufu Johnson, then whatever, Fufu. Let me see. The people in the back left. I'm sorry. They was like, you got us waiting too long. Boo, where y'all go? Y'all was watching the show. Y'all could have just watched this. Y'all was ready to bring y'all up there. Y'all gone. Where you go, Linda? Come back, girl. So I'm gonna go to another question here because they got questions in the chat, and that's fine. If you don't want to click the link and come up, you guys can ask your questions in the chat. So somebody says, is the tribal council a mix of men and women?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I could have answered that.
Diversity is the key, and I mean that on every level.
And
we got some Caucasian members. We have, you know, we got every race pretty much in the tribe, you know.
Yeah, we do. Mostly Black people, but it's not a Black
primarily
folks in there.
about
But
90%.
men and women, I would say in all of the efforts, whether it is a regional chief, we got combat chiefs. I'm a combat chief and I'm a woman. You might think all of them might just be men, but no. So I think it's the mix of men and women in all of the council and the positions that are within the tribe. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't feel that I wouldn't be there if it was like that. I don't feel that there's any undertone of like men feeling like they rule one thing and women stay in your place over here. Y'all know me ain't going for that.
Yeah.
you can't put baby in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. That was my movie, y'all. Yeah. So no, I think we have a fair. Let me say this. I even really appreciate our Wednesday nights because when you say Bible study, I be wanting to correct this for people in the sense that I think what they might imagine in their mind. We do not go in there with a regular Bible. We have the Malachian Bible, but again, the Malachian Bible is more of a spiritual book that just talks about things and taking accountability, being in touch with the God in you. It's not this thing of telling you to worship anybody or anything like that. It's actually a really good book and some real shit that anybody could use in their life to be a better version of themselves. That's what I would describe the book as. I think it's a really good book, but we don't always go in there and stick to everything in there either. It's a mix and it's very interesting because we allow people to be whoever they want to be. There's no forced on you of any kind of thing. So we go in there and there's brothers and sisters in there that might be Christian, and then you got folks that's spiritual, and we have our difference of opinions. And it's funny, I'll never forget one night we was having a conversation and somebody was talking about, yeah, you supposed to forgive or the Father in heaven wants to forgive you. And I was like, that's some bullshit. And we had our opinions, and and then dude was like, you gotta always forgive. I said, well, I forgive you for trying to tell me what to do. But this is the thing of it, is that it's a mix. Nobody is forcing anything on anybody in that kind of a way. So even in our Wednesdays, I love it because we're just coming in there really from a spiritual aspect about being better people. We all share what we think and what we believe, and nobody is taking anything away from anybody or forcing them to feel any way or be any way. Just like you go look and there's a mix in the tribe of men and women, or different groups of people. There's also a big mix of difference of opinions, and everybody's allowed to have theirs. And so, yeah, I will attest to that. I think it's pretty dope. So let me see. I think we got one more question, and then I'm gonna bring Miss Watchman up. I love this lady, and everybody else left Miss Watchman in the house. We're gonna let Miss Watchman up. She's gonna bestow some wisdom on us. Let me see. Okay, I want to go back. We got Sherry in the house. Okay. I'm about to come to y'all. I promise y'all I won't make y'all wait. I know I just be talking and they're like, Michi, if you don't push this button and bring us up here, that's why the other people left. I'm sorry, y'all. Planet Gaming says, what about safety? Do we need a military? Meaning we as in the tribe, like we have our we have that. We building on that. So I mean, you can answer that if you want to, but absolutely.
Yeah, we just watch our classifications, because again, we don't want to be looked at as a terrorist group or anti-government or a sovereign group or anything like that. So like I said, we do things a little different. So our military department is called the Ministry of Defense.
Yes. And I will say there is, I guess we will get in anything I say, General, please correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like when we are building and we've gotten everything into, our first place that we're building our own, community and village, then we would definitely have our form of security there that people might call police, which we wouldn't call. But in the meantime, like we're big, I think, on focusing on individuals that we understand that self-defense, protecting yourself, all of those things are important. And even when it comes down to just survival and understanding those things with growing our own food, like all the stuff I talk about, those are the things that right now we just kind of make sure the tribe understands these things as individuals until we can come together on one land collectively. And then we will have more people that are considered our military, our protection. But in the meantime, we just kind of want to equip everybody with being able how to defend physically, but also how to survive, even when it comes away from just defense, So am I correct in that, General?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
100%.
So let me see. I'm gonna put this up on the screen, and then I'm gonna, because I didn't forget about my super chat. I don't forget about my super chats. Got a shout. Sure, we're gonna answer Cheryl question right now. And then I'm gonna bring Miss Watchman up, and then Sherry, I will bring you up after Miss Watchman. So well, let's go back to Cheryl. She said, I think Trump's war on Democrat leaders that have used the Black community is helping us. It gives us time to learn how to work for us. What do you think? And so I think I get what she's saying, and I'll bring Miss Watchman up. I don't know if she want to say something about it, but I mean, I would say that Trump is exposing them for everything, and I don't think that showing how they have misused the Black community is one of those things. I don't think that that's off the table. He has definitely spoken out directly and said that Black people have not been treated fairly in this country, that he knows it's never been great for us. If you never heard him say it before, he had a whole conference speaking to just the Black community, and they were all there, and he spoke to those issues. I was very surprised how honest he was about the things that have happened to the Black community. And so with that, I do think that it is one thing I would throw out there maybe for you guys to think about when you say it's, you know, use the Black community, it's helping us. When you talk about the Democrats and all them that have used us and played us, I think the way that we're using played is because we're on the bottom of the totem pole, right? But the Democrats be playing everybody, you know, they use us too. But I think he's exposing how the government is misusing the American people, period. From a white man's perspective, I think that's what he's trying to show. And we just happen to fall into those categories with it. One thing I will say, I don't know if he's necessarily taking away food stamps and Section 8. Somebody brought that up. They did say that you have to work at least 30 hours to receive funds now, and that Section 8 is only for 2 years. Now, I don't know if that's true because I've heard rumors, but I haven't heard him say it. But I want to say something to people from that perspective and what you brought up. That if we're always dependent on the government for a handout, that is how we become so dependent on the government, which is what Democrats do want, that you don't know how to thrive. And then it's very easy for them to just pull the rug from underneath you, and you don't know how to do shit for yourself.
And that contradicts autonomy and sovereignty.
Absolutely. So again, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that welfare should be a help up and not a hand out. When I was getting food stamps at one point in my life, though, I was required to have a part-time job. And if I didn't, they told me I had to volunteer 25 hours a week. So that's not really new. There are plenty of places that say if your kids are over a certain age, you can't just sit at home. Either get a job, and if you don't have a job, come and volunteer. They made me volunteer.
They're changing, they're changing the standard. They're changing the standards on things. That's all, you know, because we do know. But we do know there's a lot of people that have a full-time job. Their career is finessing the government. You see what I mean? So they'll purposely not work or purposely just keep having kids or purposely just, you see what I mean?
For everybody that's on Section 8, let me talk to all the people. You know how Section 8 come open like once every 5 years, and you get on the list and then you wait 5 years to get in. And then you know why that is? Because niggas that get in there stay in there their whole life. So for all the people who really could have used Section 8 or housing to help you in your life, go to college for 2 years, get some trade, better yourself, work on your business, whatever it is, you never get that opportunity because the first person who got it never let go of it. I think it's okay to say, unless you are somebody that is permanently disabled or in that situation, it is not okay for you to just stay on Section 8 all your life because you just kept having kids to be able to do so. I agree with that. So some people might get mad, but if he snatched that rug from underneath you, you know what he's doing? He's telling you, ride this motherfucking bike and take these training wheels off. You know how your mama will hold on, your daddy hold on to the back? And then before you know it, you look back and they not holding it no more. No, your ass might crash after you realize that they not holding it no more. But then you realize till you look back, you was fine. And this is what makes people get up and get shit done. I know that when I got out of jail and I had a felony on my record, right? They weren't giving me certain jobs. I realized that all of that damn work I did in college, they wasn't finna give me no goddamn. I had a felony before my degrees. I finished them anyway because I wanted to have them. I thought time would make it different. I've never ended up trying to use them, but if I had, I would have gone through a lot of hoops because of the felony that I had. So like at the end of the day, I will tell you that when you are backed into a corner and you have to learn how to survive and you can't ask for government assistance, you fucking figure it out. And a lot of us need to go ahead and figure that shit out. When I tell you about survival, it's a trap to be so dependent on the government for your livelihood, because that means that any moment these corrupt politicians can snatch the rug from underneath you and you don't know what to do. And if you are an adult and you got a household full of children, not only have you failed yourself, you failed them too, because nobody knows how to be self-sufficient. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I think that he is helping us to learn what we need to do for ourselves. I think he's doing that for everybody. So, I tell you today, Trump do some shit that made me mad. He ain't made me mad yet. I mean, other than Africa, I need him to mind his American goddamn business. You know what I'm saying? Be quiet, man. Mind your business. He over there trying to tell Africa, you can't take your land from them white people, but you in Gaza trying to steal people land. Mind your American business, mister. But I ain't mad at shit he doing in America.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna bring Miss Washington up. Hey, sis, how you doing?
Greetings, Michi and General Hale. I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good this evening.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. First, I want to say thank you, General Hale, for what you have done.
Oh, thank you.
As soon as I get my finances together, I will definitely be joining. I've been saying for years, I want out of this system. I want out of this system. And you have done what I I didn't know how to do, but what I desired to do. So you've opened the door for me, and for that I want to thank you. And Michi,
Thank
thank you so much for introducing us to this young king. It is
you. Thank
very well appreciated because I've been telling our people for years we need to create our own protective patrol, and call it the People's Protective Patrol. Don't call it the police. Call it the
you.
People's Protective Patrol, and look
Hmm.
out for one another and protect one another and make sure that we're good and our children are good and our elders are good. So I do thank you for what you are doing and what you have done.
Thank you.
Now, I'm a little bit older.
Mhm.
However, protection has always been my thing, even when I was a child. I was that little child that should have been somewhere hiding in the corner when people started fighting, especially when it was the adults. But I was right there in the middle of them trying to separate them and, get them apart. And as I got older, I learned not to take so many punches and blows. And now I don't take any at all. But I
Mhm.
do protect. That's just my nature. It always has been. So, with someone who's over 50, who joins the tribe and has that um, mentality, and that is a part of their spirit and who they are. Once you secure the land, will you have employment for them?
Well, we have our own currency. If you go to the website, you'll see the currency exchange. So the objective is part of our educational curriculum is financial management, economics, learning things like credit, business credit, just managing the finances in general, understanding trust structures, business structures. So we try to encourage our people to like accumulate skills and stuff like that that's needed in the new world. I think if we focus on the new world, uh, you know, the people that focus on the new world is going to be the first in line to to benefit off of the new jobs that might be available inside or outside the empire. And because we're heavy on technology, what I'm saying, technology is kind of where it's going. Everything's going digital, everything is going to the metaverse. So we try to just focus in on those things. But the bigger we get, the more assistance that we're going to get, as far as from administration, just organization, management, and things like that. More people will be appointed in those areas. And, we have yet to get, have any outside funding. So we're, self-funded. And, but, the more, relations we have, the more affiliations we get, politically, and just in general, that's going to open up a door, for a lot of different things. And I think the members that prove that they are really truly a Malachian, that have followed those 8 principles, and one of the main ones being trust and loyalty. Those are the ones that definitely will be the first in line, first in time to be granted those positions. But it's always about growth and development, and that's why we always try to like provide each individual with the tools and resources and information to kind of like leap past, it doesn't matter your age, you see what I mean. It's just a lot of different things that's available right now, a lot of new things that the common person doesn't even realize. So I think just being a part of the tribe in general gives you an insight of where the world is going, because that gives us the edge, because most people are just outsiders, waiting for the world to finish doing what it's doing and all the dust to settle and stuff like that. We are live and engaged and directly in, and we're as they're building, we're building. As they're creating, we're creating around all the BS and all the good stuff, to, so when the dust does settle, we are in the proper position. You see what I mean? As a whole, and as a tribal government. And with that and the benefits, you guys will be in better positions as individuals, because you just simply being in the know is a benefit. You see what I mean? Like, hey, now you guys might not want to sign up for that. If you do sign up for that, make sure you do it like this. Hey, make sure you guys, focus in on, like, we're constantly building. That's why the University of Malachi is so important, even though we're going to have two different platforms. So the courses inside the network are going to be exclusively for particular types of issues and things like strictly tribal related. And with the University of Malachi is going to be more of a broader curriculum, as it pertains to all these different subjects, cryptocurrency, trust and estate planning, personal consumer credit, business credit, all these different things that'll be on the University of Malachi. And the University of Malachi is certification based too. So once you complete these courses, you'll get a certification certificate of completion, in which certifications are about to be hold more weight than they normally did, because the typical schools in the school system that's out right now, they don't teach the courses, or they don't have the subjects inside the curriculum that complement the new world. And this is why if you guys pay attention to Google, they made an announcement about this. They have certification courses, because that's how you kind of know where things are going. When you start seeing big players in industries and games starts to promote particular things, okay, that's where the wave is going. That's where they're about to start doing. So certifications are about to serve more justice than they did before. Just like if you get trade certificates, you're a journeyman, you're a welder and stuff like that. But the thing is, see, the reason why technology is the biggest factor, because it's moving so fast. We got AI intelligent, we got all this other stuff. See, in order to get a subject inside of a university or high school or grammar school, they have to go through all these protocols, and which has to be approved by that the educational administration, which is why it's important what the Trump administration is doing in relation to that. But now I don't know if they're gonna have a focus with implementing the most important subjects. But right now, those subjects don't exist. They do not teach us about all the things that you actually use as an adult, as an individual, and or as a business owner, or entrepreneur. You have to kind of acquire or learn those things, on your own, unless you go to a particular type of school that might, be out of most people's budget and stuff like that. But just culturally, we don't learn certain things that we need to learn,
When we do have our land, I was going to say, in part of her question, because people is saying, like, will there be opportunity for employment? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there will be opportunity for what we would call trade and barter. Like, if you're on the land and there are services, whether you are offering gardening and helping to keep up with that keep for the village, or whether you are doing the protecting of it or whatever. When we work to have a roof over our head. We work to be able to supply ourselves with the needs we need in life. But as we're there working together and we're living there as a group together, there will be things that you will offer that will allow you to have the things that you need. And we come together and work as a group. If that helps in any sense of the answer. It may not always be, oh, you get a paycheck here,
right.
But you may live there on the land, but at the same time, maybe your job is that in living there and all the things that are provided to eat from the food that's there, everything that has been created, we're all doing our part. That's what I understand, kind of what we've talked about, and things, building from that sense. Am I correct?
100%. That is 100%. I'm glad you mentioned that. And then even now, you know what I'm saying? I don't. It's not an aspect in which, as far as employment per se, but more so like as an independent contractor per se, because we do have, like I said, we're really focused on technology, and we're always developing systems and stuff like that to help benefit our position inside the economy. So we do have systems available right now, such as Trustlock is our online trust and estate plan creator. So you can become an agent of Trustlock, and if you want to get into the field and business of offering people and clients trust and estate planning services, you can become an agent, an affiliate of our system, and you can make money doing that. We have a all for one solutions system, which is all in one CMS content management system that has AI integration and all type of other stuff that people need to truly manage and scale their business, so that you can also become an affiliate of that. We're always having ways that you guys can kind of make money if you choose, but of course you have to do the work. You see what I mean? But these tools are available now. You see what I mean? And we're always talking about and educating on the same subject. So our foundational topics is trust. So we always dealing in trust and contracts, contract law and equity and things of that fashion. So but like I said, we build systems all the time.
Okay, my next question is property. The
Mhm.
property that we now own in the corporation, once we become tribal members, how do we transfer those properties?
Well, that could be done before you become a tribal member, so however you want to do it. But I mean, it still boils down to your legal position within that property. I mean, if you own it flat out, then of course you have the legal right to transfer the ownership out from your personal government name into whatever, whether it's your business, whether it's your trust, whether it's your tribal name, however you choose to do so. So that could be done
That then
anytime.
relieve us, will that then relieve us of any taxes
Taxes.
and things of that nature that we now
Tax
pay?
taxes is circumstantial to a few different things. In general, is the first thing is the entity type. So if you're trying to limit taxes, it needs to go into maybe a charitable trust, charitable land trust or something like that. You see what I mean? And then, but that doesn't mean that it might automatically be exempt from all taxes. It just might be a certain way that you need to manage and allocate the funds that's going in and out that trust account.
Okay.
So
Well, I
now this is not a residential house. This could be a small church. This could be a place of worship. This could be a nonprofit organization. This can be, now it's a facility. It's not a individual home or a small family home. It's a facility now. So it just has to be structured like that. And depends on the
well,
land. Is it on unincorporated territory, or is it, you see what I mean? Like, so now the house might need to be, might need to own the house and have certain, rights to the land itself. You see what I mean? So it really depends.
well, my dad, when he passed away, he left property for us down in Mississippi, and it's like a small community, and it just
Mhm.
sits down there right now. My sister is on it, but nonetheless, it belongs to us as a family.
Yeah. You guys
And
can there's little stuff that you can do, like Trump be telling us, and showed the game on that too. We gotta, even if we start leveraging, the transition of our family members, we have a choice to decide to go to a traditional public burial, or start burying our kin folks on our land. Now it becomes sacred territory, tax exempt automatically. See what I mean?
what about things like cars and weapons and things of that nature?
Trust. Everything is supposed to stay in trust. It was never supposed to be outside of trust. So if you have weapons, it needs to go inside your gun trust. You have you operating vehicles. It needs to be operating inside of a trust. Preferably a foreign trust. So
And how
all
long
these,
does it take for the completion of the identification?
most IDs are 10 to 15 business days max.
Does that include international passports?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I thank you for having me on, Michi X. Thank you so much for answering my questions, General Hale. You made things a lot less complicated for me. I
Thank
appreciate you, and I promise you, you will be seeing me soon.
thank you. Thank you. I look forward to it.
Shalom.
Peace.
Thank you for coming up, sis. You have a good night.
Mhm.
You do the same.
Okay. Let me see. Just a couple of questions in there. I'm sorry. I was looking at these questions. That's why I was preoccupied. Let me see. I want to go back. Okay, so somebody said, I said, does the individual have to follow your doctrine? Earlier they said, is there a certain type of doctrine, I guess, that's pushed? And so I'll let you answer that. But again, we don't have like, I mean, I think that's the whole part of being of having your autonomy, like to freely be what you want to be and do what you want to do. So from what I've seen, we don't force any of that on anybody. We don't have a doctrine that's necessarily like, this is what you got to believe in. But go ahead and answer that for him, General.
I think that those questions are asked without insight, so it's an assumption on what that doctrine is. So in one case, we do want people to gravitate, to the Malachian Bible, to the scriptures within the Bible, to the passages within the Bible, and we do find it, important and beneficial to each individual to embody, the Malachian Bible, and it really it doesn't have anything to do with it's a spiritual roadmap for each individual. You see what I mean? You can, I know some people, maybe Christian, maybe, Muslim, maybe whatever. It that does not conflict or contradict because it sets general moral standards, that complement whatever you decide to do spiritually, but there is a difference between spirituality and religion, and we are more of a spiritual groups, but each individual person that we don't even have the time to change that. So we're not going to try to change that. That's not necessarily relevant. Like I said, it's more so like just a self-improvement, a self-help guide, to make sure you can live
That's
life
what I would say.
at the best of your ability. But the reason why I say even if you was a non-spiritual person, say you're not spiritual or religious, you know, you still might want to embody certain aspects of the Malachian Bible, because the Malachian Bible is one of the main keys and weapons of defense when it comes to operating and exercising your rights, because no state and government can intervene with a man and woman's religious beliefs. So we encoded our inalienable rights inside of the Malachian Bible, and the Bible is simply proof and evidence of this religion and our religious rights within it, such as our right to travel is our religious right to travel. Our right to bear arms is a religious right to bear arms. Our right to self-identify is our religious right to self-identify. Our rights to all of these things are encoded in the Bible. So so not only is a book of spirituality, it's actually a book of law and a book of rights. So
Yeah.
you might want to read it. You know what I'm saying? So,
I would take his question. Like when a person say doctrine, it just remind me of like when I was in church, right? Like if you come into a certain church, Christianity, they expect you to believe a certain thing. You're not gonna come in there and be like, oh, I don't want to bow my head right now. I don't want to take communion. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in Jesus. They're gonna say, well, then why are you here and kick you out, right? So when a person says it like that, that's how I take it. I don't know. He can say if he meant it different than that. Because when I look at
it kind of sort of boil, because you're still talking about, if you talk about the Malachian Bible, if you talk about like because that's still as relevant.
doctrine still goes along with like religious beliefs. And I have not seen you force a religious belief on anybody. Again, we is in the room on Wednesdays with every kind of religious belief, spirituality. When I read the Malachian Bible, it is a book of integrity, morality, and accountability. If I could give it 3 words, it does not say you have to worship General Hell at 3 o'clock and give him offerings every Tuesday. It does not tell you to seek anything outside of yourself. It is the book that brings everything back to looking at you. So those are the 3 words I would give. So I don't see, I think people get confused when you say the word Bible. What I've always known a Bible to be, I get why you call it a Bible, right? But and why you use it as religion. But what's inside of it when you open it is not what typically I think people think. They have to come and see for themselves. Again, it's accountability, it's morality, it's integrity. Now, if you're going to be in a tribe, absolutely, we want you to follow the doctrine in the sense of have some accountability, nigga, have some integrity and have some morality if you're going to be here with us, because that's how you conduct yourself. So you expect everybody else to conduct themselves that way.
That's what I'm saying. If a person doesn't follow those principles in the Bible, that means they also cannot and will not follow the principles that are in our code of conduct, our Bill of Rights, and all those other things. See what I mean? So that's like somebody looking at our codes of conduct, like, no, I'm not with that. Well, then that means you don't need to be with us.
But then you probably a shitty ass person if you're not with it. Because when I read them, they all right.
So,
they all right with me. Again, if you got a problem with accountability, integrity, and morality, then we don't need no snakes in the tribe. Trust me.
Yeah.
So I guess I want to make that clear, because most people, when you have organizations and they bring a spiritual or religious aspect, niggas think of like Jim Jones, and we don't need you to get to the land and make you drink no Kool-Aid. We're not finna do that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make that part clear. Because when everybody hear Bible, that's what they think, but it's not that kind of a Bible, you know. But
not
you
at all.
also taught me what I didn't understand in the beginning, is that there are a lot of rights that fall around your religion. So you have to have some type of a religion aspect within the tribe, because that actually is something you go back to a lot when people are trying to enforce what's their right to do or not do something. And so you're right. I didn't realize how important those things were based on a person's religious beliefs. And so I see why it's important to have it. It really comes down to not controlling a person, not telling anybody in a tribe how you should conduct yourself or how you practice to your walk with God. It really comes back to following these things, because it all lines up with why you're here, which is to be, to be able to practice your rights of things you want to do or not want to do.
Sovereign citizen groups do not have the proper power, influence, or credibility or respect. They governments only respect governments only respect religions, and governments only respect tribes. So we just merged all those things together in one, and that's why we make sure those are the foundational points of and elements of the Malachian Empire. We just took it all away. Instead of just saying something is our religion, we actually wrote the Bible and as proof and evidence of that.
I'm gonna bring Sherry up in 2 seconds. I want to get to these next 2 questions just in the chat before I go, because I know they've been sitting there for a minute. The questions, then I'm about to bring Sherry up. So the goddess V says, how long has the empire been established? Also, I got the book Attention Vampires, and it's fire. So how long has the empire been established, General?
We're going on about 7 years, but it was called something else in the beginning. It wasn't necessarily what it is now. It was just a transitional period, which is actually an extension of about 10 years. At first, it was just Hellraiser's legacy. It was just me, sharing my journey, and then it just had different experience in other organizations, and I was put in a situation where I either had to create or just fall down, so I just went ahead and did what I had to do to establish the empire. So so technically, when it comes to as far as tribal, we're one of the youngest tribes, but if you compare the age of the tribe and where we are at as a tribe, even as it relates to our relationship with other tribes that have been here well over 100 years, the respect that we get from other organizations that have been here way before us, to the point where we actually service these organizations, as far as identification and vital records, and even legal administration. That kind of says a lot. So give us 70 to 100 years, we're gonna be Just imagine.
70, 200 years, you're gonna be like them niggas in the Social Security office, 150 years old, still alive, getting checks.
Yeah, it's like,
You gonna still be with us?
sometimes I gotta remind myself, like, how young we are, but age ain't nothing but a number in this game.
The person that said, I asked to see when we was talking about the doctrine, he said, I did mean it that way. So see, I know my people. He's been around for a while. I knew that's what he meant. We ain't nobody Jim Jones and no niggas over here. Okay, no. We're not gonna beat you with a whip and separate the men from the women and tell you eat at 6 o'clock and this is how it go down. No, we don't do anything like that. And he said earlier, you required. So I will tell you, on Wednesdays, people show up that want to show up. If you don't want to participate on Wednesday, no, you do. It's not required that you be there. So no, it's not a requirement. For those of us that go on Wednesdays, it's just because we want to be there, and it's only a portion of the many members in the tribe. It's a lot of people who do not show up for that. So no, you don't got to be there. So let me see. I'm gonna come to Sherry, but I want to get a cover girl. She says, is the property actually ours, taxes and rights? And the reason why I brought that up is because I thought you might want to answer that when you talk about getting land. And I think that comes into play when you talk about having to do things in the system, even though you're separate from the system. You could correct me if I'm wrong. So when you talk about actually owning it in taxes and rights, that's where trusts come into play, to make sure that you don't necessarily have those issues. Am I right?
100%.
So, I mean, one of the things I know, and not to say, so I imagine, there's probably a million ways. You wrote a whole book on trust, and I didn't realize it was that many trusts, but it's a trust for all kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so, I'm sure that this is one way for maybe people who don't understand that. But for example, if we have the land for the tribe, we would have, I'm sure, a tribal cemetery. Once we begin to bury people on that is considered, cemetery land. So when you talk about certain laws, that's something that's actually within this government, where you say you work with the things in the government and then remove the things that you can remove from it. But when you do that, and the land being in trust and stuff, and when you bury somebody on that land, you call it's considered cemetery land or whatever. They don't tax that type of a land. So this is why Donald Trump buried was it his ex-wife in the backyard for tax purposes.
Yeah.
So
and even any of our land would be excluded from that anyway, just for the fact that we actually own the land, and it's not on United States territory.
Yeah, well, that's different too. See, most individuals alone cannot do that, but because you are a nation, with all of the citizens within your nation and your tribal members, I think that's looked at in a different way. It will be territory versus somebody just on land. For you, it's different.
That means we literally set the laws of the land, within this jurisdiction. You see what I mean? Right. That's a different level, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, kind of like that would kind of be at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, the Native Americans, they have tribal land, they have the reservations. The police can't go in there. They don't go and investigate crimes. They don't collect taxes. They have no jurisdiction over that land. No. When it comes to the reservations. So we would be in that same sense. They would have no jurisdiction to come on the land and do anything. So, policing it, governing it, all of that would literally be up to us. We would be our own nation. So
100%. So we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. But I'm sure you'll get it done by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's how you be done in 5 minutes. Don't play, General. Okay, let me say, I'm about to bring Sherry up, and I'm gonna put this on the screen because I think this is a good question. Because we get this a lot. He wants to know if you call yourself a Moor, but we'll answer that in a minute. Sherry been waiting. I'm gonna bring Sherry up. Hey Sherry, how you doing? Oh, well, let me see. Your microphone is muted. You gotta unmute the mic. There you go.
Good evening.
Oh, there you go. We can hear you. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing wonderfully well. Thank you very much for asking. I know you probably recognize my voice because, yes, I have been trifling and been the hermit, recluse, and whatnot, and have not contacted you like I was supposed to. And I take onus for my neglect. What did I do with my notes? I
She got
came in.
notes. She
I, yeah,
ready.
Uh-oh.
I just had a few notes because there's a lot of chatter about a lot of different things going on in regards to sovereignty, and I've been just like falling back and listening.
Mhm.
So one of the things was the first thing I want to know: what is the difference between the UCC and the sovereignty that you are speaking of right now? That's number one.
Mm, well, the Uniform Commercial Code is the Uniform Commercial Code, which is a body of law that manages over commercial transactions. So they just have no relations. You see what I mean?
So in regards to that, in regards to your birth certificate, and you have a allotted amount of monies, I don't know if it's considered currency
Mhm.
because um, debts are not paid with the fiat monies, but they are paid off through that UCC. And so I guess I wanted to know, was it beneficial to have the UCC and to remedy any kind of like utilities, mortgage, whatever kind of what they deem us to have as debts um, um, prior to um, having a sovereignty um, in full force of being separated from the system? Because I know it's a process for both of them.
Uh, I just think the relation is not is off. When you're talking about, even when you say, I guess discharging debts, or paying a debt with the UCC. You're not the UCC is not used to pay a debt. UCC, when you file the UCC on something, you're technically filing a commercial lien or something, or a form of a lien or something. So if you're filing a regular UCC, that's you're putting a lien on a particular asset or collateral, as the creditor of a particular contract or obligation in relation to maybe a promissory note, security agreement, or something like that. Or if you do a non-UCC, that's a private lien filing on a piece of private collateral, private property, or private contract. So that just secures contracts in relation to commercial agreements, in which maybe you can use to correct certain contracts by repositioning yourself as the creditor, and the assumed creditor as the debtor, to help remove your liability from a debt, but in relation to the contract, but it doesn't pay a debt.
Okay. Okay. So then my next thing was, oh, I can't even read my own handwriting. Um,
See, I mean, that's like a business question. That don't have nothing to do with sovereignty or autonomy.
okay. So then what is the process to get started with becoming a sovereign?
There's no
Because
process in becoming a sovereign.
there's like I said, there's so much chatter that's going on how to do, and people make things deem as though that it's a secret when we know we're organic to the land,
Hmm.
and a lot of treaties and whatnot have been set against us, and everybody tries to make us think that we came from Africa, but not necessarily so. And I just remember, I'm one of five, I'm second of five, and people would always ask us, where you from? And we from here. We never deemed that we came from Africa.
Hmm.
We from here. And I got pictures of my great grandparents' siblings, and there was an article in the paper that my great grandmother's older sister was the first Black born to a non-slave in Maryland. And so I'm like, we weren't from Africa. So what you talking about?
Hmm.
So it's like a lot of confusion in trying to
Yeah.
navigate where the starting process is. And I'm tired of the confusion because I know within my spirit, I don't feel no connection to Africa.
Mm. Well, I think the starting point is understanding, being able to separate absolute facts versus and reality,
Mm.
and what you're talking about is a aspect and issue related to misclassification of people. So that's where we even calling each other black, that's a misclassification. There's no race or
Yeah, I don't
history
like
or
that
race called, attached to black. So
because that's nothing.
misclassification causes to miscategorize causes you to be miscategorized. You see what I mean? So even when I actually feel what you're saying when you're saying like, your relation to Africa and stuff like that. But what I will say is this. I just remember absolute truths, right? Because if you think about technicalities, you if you really done like a research in your genealogy and stuff like that, at some point in time, there will be evidence that you might have relations in Europe, you might have relations in Africa, you might have relations in Jamaica, you might have relations in Canada, you might have relatives all over the place, and I think that journey can be a rabbit hole that you never get out of, and we never actually, make any progress. You see what I mean?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, all right, so you done found out every area that you're from. Now what? You see what I mean? you
Yeah.
you
Because
done
this.
got your 23andMe done. Now what? You see what I mean? It
Yeah,
still boils down to what are you gonna do in your individual capacity in relation to, the unite being within the United States or within this particular territory that you're in now, because the whole perspective will change if you go move to Canada. The whole perspective is going to change if you go to Africa. So what are you going to do right here and right now as it relates to right here and right now? And that's the whole reason and purpose why I made the decision, because I went and went through certain movements, sovereign movements. Even the people ask the question, the Moorish movement. I went through even going through and the whole tribal aspect. I'm trying to find my tribes, which I have found a couple of my tribes, both here and even in Africa. When I was 13, I was initiated in my tribe in Senegal. You see what I mean? So I have, technically I'm a member of several tribes, and I know how the process works, as far as being initiated into a tribe. And even still, even though I have that membership, that still doesn't serve me anything here because I'm still here. Uh, it looks good and I can show it to you, but it's like I'm still here and I still have the same issue. So the point of it is that one illusion that really makes sense, that people think that if they do their genealogy and find their tribe, that they can knock on the tribe's door and then they'll be free from whatever bullshit they're trying to escape that's going on within the United States. And the truth of the matter is, most of the tribal organizations, even when you do find out you have relations or blood ties to this organization, they are not an open doors policy. You know, they not like us, like Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna be like, hey, cuz I'm back. They gonna be like, because what you realize is, especially the federally recognized ones, they it's a reason why you just don't bump into, tribal, certain tribes or any tribe at the gas station, at Walmart. They might work at the gas station because they own the gas station or something like that. But you don't. They've been doing a good job with the separations of power, and and that's by design. The reason why is because they're so most of them, some of them are so self sufficient and self governed by design, by the help of government funding. So that's the key thing. Most tribal organizations are not self-funded or self-governed, outside the aspect of certain ones, maybe the biggest ones in certain areas, like the ones me and Michi was talking about, as far as they have their own police and all this other stuff going on like that. And even that is a lot is government, U.S. government funded. And the reason there's rules to that, meaning that one of the rules is specifically there's a couple things that they can't do. They can't marry, and they can't commingle meaning sexual relations with outsiders or regular citizens of the United States. That's an immediate breach of contract, and you'll be banned from your tribe or from the reservation. As long as you follow the rules, keep everything within. Everything you do within, you'll get funded for schooling, housing, and a lot of other things that's included within that tribal organization that's government funded. But there's also a limitation too with education. Some of them that don't have as much funding as others. Most of them are really behind schedule on education. Most of the tribes can't even read and write. I'm talking about the lead council have problems like reading and writing. You see what I mean? So my point is that we find these tribes and then we contact them, not realizing the position that they're in. You know, they're not the savior boat is not over there. You know, they're so far behind right now, let alone in position to where the world is going right now. Because these organizations are ran by, you know, older elders that are still probably living in 1960 or some shit. You see what I mean? And so now, in order for anything to be moved or you know, or evolve, they all have to agree to the shit. You know, it's like all members of the board have to agree. But in order for them to agree, they got to understand the shit. And most don't understand what the fuck is going on to even agree to some shit. So it's always stagnant. So this is the issue that we have when we're dealing with other tribal organizations. There's only one tribe that I've even encountered that had lead counsel that was competent of what's going on and how to move and wasn't scared to move and doesn't have to get an opinion or a say so from another council outside of their small table. You know, so it just boils down to the reason why we had to start everything from scratch. That's my point. That's why I'm like, damn, that ain't the way out either. You literally have to start everything from scratch. When you start from scratch, you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. You see what I mean? I don't have to worry about building a foundation on some stuff off an assumption, because most of this stuff is still an assumption. Because just like you say, I don't know for sure nothing. You damn near don't know for sure what time you was born. How you know? That's secondhand knowledge. So I wanted to build the foundation off absolute certainty, you know, and so that way I can guarantee particular things, and whatever needs to be maybe taken out in relation to certain aspects of history, we'll adopt those things and make it a part of the main covenant. But you know, we only dealing with what's relevant now and what's going to be relevant to the future. And I don't deal with any aspects of having of my emotional ties to any particular thing, any particular land, any particular anything. You know, even with words, people are emotionally tied to words. You can't get anywhere with that. Things just need to be recreated and redesigned. Simple as that. You know, continuously. I hope that answers the
Well,
question. But
I,
yeah,
I appreciate what you're giving me, because, like I said, getting information that's kind of like mixed, and I don't have anything to gain to leave for a future. My son transitioned. I'm never going to have no grandkids, but I do have nieces and nephews that I can import some knowledge into them. But I want to, when I do what I do, I want to do it the correct way for them to have a future.
well, you focus on what's guaranteed. What's
Right.
guaranteed is your family,
Right.
your
And
family
so
unit.
that's what's important to me is, like I said, I will never have a lineage of my own, but I do have a lineage of nieces and nephews, and to guide them into the right direction so they're not still caught up in this system, in the ignorance of what is presenting them, and being fearful of having a job, not having a job, getting paid, not getting paid. I don't want them to live in fear, because to me it makes me no difference one way or the other. In regards to me, I'm too daggone old to be worried about what the system is doing, because I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17 years old. I'm just tired.
It's only one
But I
thing that
want
we
I want to I want to give
Mm-hmm.
to them so
Give the
that
family
they can,
structure.
yes,
Family structure.
absolutely. Absolutely.
The family structure. That's what, especially if time is, first of all, time is of essence for all of us. As a whole and as a culture, we are behind schedule anyway. So
Mhm.
we don't really have
I
time
agree.
to we don't have time to be getting caught and lost into history. We need to be focused on the present moment and planning and building for the future. And the first form of business, even outside of our entrepreneurship businesses, is family business. So family is business and business is family. That aspect and that concept hasn't been taught within the family structure of a so-called African American, a so-called indigenous American, melanated American, or black family. That we have to learn that and acquire that information. That wasn't in our part of our DNA here. You see what I mean? So we have to learn that. So
Mhm.
we have to get rid of the single family mentality. You're just worrying about, your household. You know, uh, everybody can have their own individual careers and hobbies, but if everybody made a commitment to the family and the bloodline, then we can have some sort of aspect of generational wealth when it comes to sustaining the wealth of the family. But if everybody's just doing their own thing, it doesn't matter if you become rich, because nobody's going to be competent or within the assembly line, within the family business to manage and control operations once you transcend. So that's why I say some of the most important things that people need to be doing outside of reestablishing themselves in the private is getting your public affairs in orders. You know what I'm saying? Take care of that personal credit. Take care of that business credit and if you don't do nothing else before you transcend, make sure you have your trust and estate planning in order, because it don't matter how much money you done made, how many assets you acquired. If you do not have your trust and estate planning in order, you have just done all you might as well just throw everything out the window. That your trust and estate plan needs to be customized to complement you, your situation, and your family plan. But that includes your living trust and your will. Your will is the instructions for the trust, because you don't want to just create a trust without the proper instructions and the specifications as it relates to the management of the trust and the assets as it relates to the beneficiaries. And you want to have your power of attorney and your health directives. So who's going to be in position when you get sick? Who's going to have access and control over assets, over bank accounts and stuff, like who's going to make the health decisions for you? You know what I'm saying? Then we go into, okay, you might not be making a lot of money, but there's ways you can guarantee a certain amount of money before you transcend by leveraging a little bit of the money that you do make by acquiring life insurance policies. So that's how you create trust funds, so this stuff is guaranteed. So we spend a lot of our time working and trying to make day-to-day investments in hopes to accumulate a certain amount of money, but not utilizing the wealth vehicles. And one of the guarantees is investing into your life insurance. So if you got a life insurance policy for the trust, that means when you transcend, you're guaranteed to pass on a certain amount of wealth. You
Right. I
know,
mean, I do have those things set up. Now, my question to Michi is this, because I missed the last teaching that you did in regards to living in sovereign and living in the private. I missed that. Is that was Did you have that put in private on YouTube or what? Because I totally
No,
I wasn't available to watch it.
it's still on there. Actually, General was on that video with me. That was the first time I had him up and did an interview with him. We talked about the tribe and things like that. But it's there. It's not on private. It should be there. Sometimes when you go on YouTube, they'll show you the videos with the biggest views first. So you actually have to go to the section that says videos, and then it will show you all of them in order. When you first go to the page, the ones that pop up are not all of the videos. It's just some of them.
Yeah, so I'll go back and look at it so
Okay.
I can, number one, thank the both of you because you've given some phenomenal information, and I was just like all over the place, with the questions that were asked, um, and writing down my own notes. And I wanted to be short And I know that it took up some time because of the questions that I asked, and I appreciate the answers
Okay, that's why we here.
for me to
You
get back. And I still have your information.
you waited a while in the back to come up here, so thank you
I'm
for your
trifling as
patience.
all get out. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Trifling is all get out when it comes to stuff because number one, I was late on coming in and I was listening to the dialogue that was going on, but I had a question in mind when I saw the title.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to sound ignorant in asking my question. And that's why I had the three questions, and I didn't want to, take up a whole lot of time, even though General did a great job of expounding on the answers that he gave to give me some clarity. Because, like I said, you can ask people something and they'll give you answers that will point you in a wrong direction. I'm tired. I'm 60 years old. I ain't got time to be going in the wrong direction.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't blame you. Yeah.
Yeah, time is valuable, and and this is not a quick process. So when people point you in
No.
the wrong direction, you go through a lot to realize it's not in the right direction. So I would say this too, Sherry. I want to remind everybody, like in the description of the video, there is a link. The minimum membership for the tribe is $25, but you can get the first 30 days for free. Know that in that 30 days, we're gonna have 4 Monday meetings, and you can come in on Monday and ask questions. If you are going through a process, if you're doing something, bring those questions. Like he said, it's not just one thing for any one person. Everybody may have different things going on. So you need an answer sometimes specific to what your land, your situation. It's not one answer for every person. And so you do get that help to be in there, if nothing else, if it's some more questions that you have. And we are in there sometimes, like he said, can last up to 3 hours because you ask your questions, and along with General, other people that are in there that have this information, been doing this stuff for a long time, he answers everybody's questions. He will help them with their own individual situations, and that's why we be in there 3 or 4 hours. I can attest to that. He, like me in my classes, he's there until nobody else has any more questions. So keep that in mind, everybody. If y'all have questions, or you are interested and you like, well, let me see what it's about, come on in and see. You got 30 days. There's a whole lot in that. There's about 4 meetings going on a week. So, they're not all about the questions, but there's a lot of stuff happening that you can come and see for yourself, for people who are interested in that, with the link. And again, he ain't never gave nobody 30-day free nothing. This is for y'all because he found that after coming, so many people have a lot of questions. Other than just a live, he wants to be able to have the opportunity for you guys to get those questions answered.
I appreciate that because I didn't know that was, available. So I'll make
Mhm.
sure I go back to the description.
Yeah, it's in the description of this video.
Mhm.
And if you got the email, and I think the moderators will put it in there, probably do it again since you said something. But if you go to the description at the bottom of this YouTube video, the information is there. Click the link and come on over 30 days free of charge, and and see what you feel, for you making any more of a commitment.
I appreciate that. And thank you guys for the both of you for answering my questions and
No problem.
entertaining me. Because I'm drunk with sleep right now. I gotta get up at the crack of
You ain't
dawn.
got to do that. I need to go wash my hair. I got a hair appointment first thing in the morning. I'll be late. Good thing my beautician, my friend, she gonna understand.
But
No
anyway,
problem. Thank
walk in
you.
your blessings and thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. You have a good night, Sherry. You got a wonderful name. That's my mama name.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but you know my sister's name is Michelle too, right? I told you
Oh,
that before.
see, look, we connected in more than one way.
Hmm.
Well, you have a
Hmm.
good night. Thank you for coming up, and no problem. And we got all the patience in the world. Thank you for waiting so long. I know it took a while to bring you up, so thank you for your patience.
No worries, no worries. Thank you so much. Thank
Uh,
you, General. I appreciate
All right.
you entertaining me.
no
Good
Thank
night.
you.
problem.
Thank you.
You
Thank
have
you.
a
Thank
good
you.
night.
All right.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye bye.
Okay, all right.
Oh, you didn't even give me
Look,
no
all
warning.
times like you want to drop you down. We about to bring up. How you say that? Look, we got Malachi in the house. We got a
Yeah, I'm
Malachi.
representing for the Malachians. I had to come and show some love.
I see that background. I was like, we got a child member. Let's
I'm
bring
over
it
here
up.
halfway doing some stuff, Michi, but
I'm
it's
sorry. I'm
okay.
sorry. Y'all act like y'all didn't see that. I'm gonna drop her back down and then introduce her.
I didn't see it. I'm over here doing some things, but no, I just wanted to come and show some love to the Malachians, representing for the family. Elise Malachi actually hosts our Malachian Women's sessions. And I just want to say thank you, Mishi, for your platform. You just so authentically you, and I love it. You represent for the melanated community. And unfortunately, due to some past experiences, even though you were kind of like drugged through the mud, you still like here. So thank you.
Yeah.
And to General Hale, shout out to you, and just, of course, creating this magnificent empire, for us to just come. As you say, the closer you get to self is the closer you get to God. And then just being able to decipher private from public, really going out in commerce as Neo did, and being able to see, the matrix. It's very eye-opening. And I know for those who are like, oh my gosh, where's my tribe and all those things, it's like being able to come around like-minded people is real rare. It's very, very rare. So I love it. I love y'all. And I just want to come say hey.
Well, thank you for coming up. We love you too. And I know I've been missing on Sundays. That's because I've been teaching class. But
I know.
Be over and I'll be back. I miss y'all on Sundays.
Yes, we miss you. I know you be busy. You be having a whole lot of things.
Folks, though, for anybody who gonna come over for these 30 days, that they should join us while they're in there on the Sundays. Tell us what the Sundays is about.
So right now I have this 8-week program, right, that we're just really diving into all things of the divine feminine, really overstanding and understanding the womb, as in our place as being nation builders, reconstructing the mindset of the melanated woman. We've been oppressed and stressed for so long, and really trying to play multiple roles, and unfortunately it kind of like put us in a bad position. It unfortunately, with our mindset, it was the collapse of the Black family. So really just trying to get the women back empowered, like really educate, let them know, like, okay, look at this divine vessel. The first creation starts off in the womb. So like, stand up and represent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are connected to the divine. We need to sit still. We need to be connected, stay in tune, slow down, know that you're spirit first, and that you're here for just a human experience. And yeah, just really to be a high priestess. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we do on Sundays. We talk about all of that good feminine stuff, and it's a place where the sisters empower each other, and we talk about things that not only empower us, because as the nurturers and the caregivers in our family, that's who we are. That's what we do. We talk about using that ability to empower the rest of those around us, right? Because being feminine is not about being a weak vessel in any way. So we tap into the power that we have in that femininity and how we use it to bring life, to heal, and to nurture. But first, we have to do that for ourselves. And sometimes that's where we got to start as women. We haven't been nurturing and caring and all of that stuff to ourselves. So we work on that, and we got our sisterhood in there. And sometimes the brothers that come in and they'll just show us love and some support to say, y'all need anything from the brothers. So Sundays are always beautiful. Sisters, if you guys sign up, please join us on Sundays. I won't be there for the next couple of Sundays because of my boot camp, but y'all will see me on Wednesdays. I love me some Wednesdays, and you'll catch me on the Mondays. I'll be there.
So. All days be the best, okay? Just being able to hear the family. We just be like, ooh, I just been
when we don't have a meeting, and be canceling something, I'll be like, dang, I was ready. I was about to get ready to log in, man. When we don't have a meeting or something. So
I know, but I just had to come and show y'all some love. I ain't want nothing. But
good, appreciate you. What do you get from the so what do you get? What attracted you to the empire? What do you get from the empire? Like, what is it like? You see what I mean?
Okay, so what do I get? I feel like I heard 2 questions. I feel like you asked what attracted me to the empire, and then what am I gaining and getting from it? So I'm gonna answer your first one. The attraction was, I've always been engulfed in like wanted to be a part of empire building since I was a child, first of all. So the fact that I was in like prayer and meditation about it a year before, And then I came across your page, and I'm just like, wow, this brother is really like, he's an activist, not only for like what he's wanting to create in this life, but for just the people in general. So that attracted me, and that you were really like nation building. So I was interested, and then I kind of came in and I was real quiet. I was watching for like a couple of months. I just wanted to, because I watch from the mountains a lot of the times when on social media, because people will play face, and they'll be like, oh, we about this, fight the power, we for the people. But on the back end, they on some, I'm not gonna say Jim Jones, but Nature Boy Val, they just on some weird stuff. And I ain't want to be a part of anything like that. So I was like, let me just see. But no, like, you were the Q&A calls. It was just like the accessibility, you know what I'm saying, for people to come in and ask these private public questions and pertaining to their trust, or then meditation. I want to say, when did I get into meditation? Probably 6 months after that. And I'm like, oh, y'all tapping into self. Y'all talking about the chakras and stuff. Okay, this is y'all really tapping into like our power and our essence. So like the fact, and then like of course what I'm gaining is just everything about self. It has empowered me, and I just, again, thank you so much for bestowing the or honoring me with the position of hosting the Women's Empowerment Night, because it has empowered my voice, in a sense of connecting me with my higher self and being able to share my love and my passion just for women. I was just, it's just very empowering, to be a Malachian, first and foremost, to be like, we have done this as a people. We've always been at the height of the heights. We royal, we're very just intelligent beings. And it's like, damn, we about to rebuild this shit again. We about to put the empires back on the map. So yeah, I'm just grateful and thankful to be a Malachian, and we
Thank you.
represent. Yes.
Thank you for going from being
Thank
quiet to,
I know.
believe the sisters on Sunday. Look, he told you believe in yourself, and look at where you at now.
Look
So,
where I'm at.
he will give you an opportunity in a minute. He like, look, I do enough. Look, no, you gonna get
I
it
know.
together.
Exactly.
He will do that.
He will. If he see it in you, he gonna be like, okay, here you go.
He will. So, and I'm glad he gave you the opportunity. You do a great job on Sunday. So I can't wait to get back and come hang out with y'all again.
I can't wait to see you. But okay, good night, y'all.
All right. Thank you for coming up. See you later.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
She's
Okay, let me
popped up.
see. I know. I'm sorry. I ain't giving. Look, I got excited. I see that we had some family in the house. I ain't giving no one. I'm sorry. She was over there doing her hair, but it's all right. Look, she came up. She wasn't ready, but she had all kind of compliments in the comment section. Hard eyes and everything, girl. They was like, look at that beautiful chocolate black lady. So she was all right. She was all right. Let me see. Okay, so we got Southside Atlanta in the back. We got Kings Fountain in the back, and we got Andrea. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Andrea
she brought everybody out.
I think Andrea is in the trap as well. I could be wrong, but I think she got down with us a minute ago back. She's actually been following you, if I'm correct, longer than I've known you. She told me that when I was talking to her. So anyway, I'm gonna bring everybody up one at a time. So I hope everybody don't mind to wait a second. I do want to let you answer this dude's question. He has asked it like 3 times as we was talking. So he wants to know, how do you sign your name on a contract? He feels like, I guess he's asked it 3 times, and the way that he's asked it is like, if you don't have your government name, I guess he thinks you can't use your tribal name, but I don't know. You be talking about UCCs when you be signing stuff. So answer the question for him, please. How do you sign your name on a contract, General?
I mean, it don't matter what name I'm using, or what name I'm administrating over. I always make sure I reserve my rights within a contract, simply by putting UCC 1-308 after the signature. That's it.
That's all. And that's the answer, bro. Don't ask it no more. No, I'm just playing. You guys know the question if you want to. I'll just play with you, Ed Guru. Somebody said, over here on he said, thank you. Okay, so good. He asked a couple times. I said, I seen you. I was just, preoccupied with the other people. So I'm glad you got your question answered. So Tiffany on MX Network says, hi, Chief, this is Michi and Mr. General. You may not remember me from the Douglasville survival event. I'm Tiffany from Houston, and I love you both for all the work that you do to empower us. She says, see you soon. So maybe that means she's coming over to the tribe, and she put a heart. So, and that's over it makes network. So let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up Southside Atlanta. Hey, Southside Atlanta. Oh, your microphone muted. It won't let me unmute you. You gotta unmute your mic.
Hey, Miss Michi, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. I want to say hello to the brother, General, right?
Peace. How you doing?
Good. Before I start, though, I have to give you an apology for yesterday. As a person who lives with a disability, I had only heard you speak on that like really faintly.
Mm-hmm.
And they immediately became a part of my personal tribe, and I'm highly protective. So thank you for having mercy on me and not dragging me. So Now,
no, I think sometimes when I talk about my life, I'll say things very quickly. I don't get into detail. So I sometimes I don't feel that I've expressed. I've said that I have disabled children. I've just never expressed completely what that is. So no, that didn't bother me.
And like I said, I got a better idea now. So being 4'6" when your mother is 5'2" ain't so bad. And in case anybody don't know, the richest man in this country, Elon Musk, is on the spectrum. So enough said on that part. You heard me? So moving on. And I promise you, I wasn't going to call, but my brother, he keeps mentioning the Matrix. So when I was still working with at-risk youth, that I constantly was playing that movie for them. So if we could go back to the beginning of when I first started listening tonight, the question was, are you concerned with Elon Musk looking at, and I promise you, I'm going to tie it back into the tribal movement because it really makes sense if you understand the world today. But the question was, are you concerned with Elon Musk looking at your Social Security number? Well, I'm not absolutely sure of the exact time frame, but I believe within the past 12 to 18 months, everybody's Social Security number was already stolen anyway in a data breach. You can Google it, so it's there. I was leaning more towards what the sister Michi was saying. You need to be more concerned about that metadata. That metadata, that's what got our district attorney here in Atlanta for Fulton County caught up. They used that metadata to figure out where her boyfriend was sitting at 3 nights a week trying to get over to her house at the Porsche dealership. If you guys also get a chance to look at, and I do not agree with this guy so much politically, but like she say, you have to separate the message from the messenger. There's a brother who did, not a brother, he's one of whatever he is. He did a movie called 2,000 Mules. This is how Trump knew how they had moved those ballots around. So metadata, that same stuff, like when you, like you say, you sign into X, those little cookies, like even when I hit Yardstream tonight, say, accept these cookies. Well, those little cookies paint a picture of who you are. So you take 2 pounds of metadata, you mix it in with a pound of AI, and then grab you a ½ ounce of chaos theory. And if people don't know what chaos theory is, this is a predictive science that tells you how things will happen. You see it with your credit cards, you see it with your weather report in the morning. And if you're here in Georgia, this decides what the rate for the Peach Pass is going to be every day.
It's called machine learning.
Yes,
machine learning. Yeah.
And
So the
so,
cookies is like it's like just like you said cookies. So if you take a cookie and crush it, it crumbles. And
that's right.
if I walk with that cookie that's crumbled down the street, you can find me because you're leaving digital footprints when you're
Yes, sir.
navigating and when you're crawling the web. So that's why you gotta learn how to properly crawl the web so you don't become prey to the predator.
Absolutely. And one of the things I kind of respect about your movement and the work that you're doing, I don't think, again, a lot of times we like to live in bubbles and we won't go outside of it and hear what these other communities are saying. So one of the things that the Republican Party, and again, in full disclosure, I voted for Trump, but
We ain't mad at you for voting for Trump.
yes,
You
ma'am.
can say, full disclosure.
Yeah,
Trump is
full
making
disclosure, I voted
decisions
for
now.
him.
I want to thank you for the show that we're watching right now. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. But sometimes when you're sick, you need the medicine. Like you say, I ain't mad at what you're doing inside the country and stay out of other people's business. But when you hear them say we don't want large government anymore, that's because they're now focusing on community more, self-sufficiency, other ways, other monetary systems. So as you see yourself trying to wake brothers and sisters up, this is why they wanted to shut down TikTok. Because with enough of those cookies, we can figure out what it takes to make you crumble. I had to use your words, brother. I had to reverse it. So it really does. It gives you a psychological profile of who you're dealing with. So and if I could throw a little bit of shade, I got to be on a little bit of BS tonight. There was a big movement, and it still goes on now, but everybody remember the period in which everybody kept screaming, I want my woman fit, feminine, and submissive, and because I'm a six-figure man. Well, it's weird, right?
Whatchamacallit was still alive when he died?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't want to speak bad about the brother's name. I didn't want to, but I'm not even
That's the truth.
But I'm not even so much at him. I'm at his apostles now. But one of the reasons you have to unplug from this matrix, because it's weird, right? To be a six-figure man, you got to go to work every day and be fit, feminine, and submissive. Now you want to come home and act like Mr. So as y'all keep trying to wake people up, YouTube and Google and X, they're sending the videos to the people to make them sleep. Those behavioral issues is to make them sleep. Even the brother said one of the reasons that the school districts, and I can't say too specifically how I was involved, but I was contracted to help work with some young people when they were considering what's that educational thing they brought here to Georgia. It's Common Core. So I have a lot of tangles in education, if you will, even though I'm a recovering street dude.
To recovery.
Yeah. I didn't want to use the N word because I usually say the N word. I said the N word last night, but I remember you said you have a low tolerance for nigga stuff. So woo side, woo. But the brother is right. The world is changing so fast. Even white supremacy can't hardly adjust to it.
Yeah.
So the school district don't have to just figure out how to incorporate it into their curriculum. They have to figure out how to mix it and make it friendly for this subgroup, transgender that, and DEI that, and woo. And so by the time you figure out Windows 10, they all the way down the road on 14 and 15.
Exactly.
So community is going to become very, very important as this path for this journey that we're on as a nation, as we continue to take these steps. Because, this AI stuff, and again, I don't fully endorse this fella, but I think his name is Mike Benz, and I was watching him recently, and he's on X, and he was just talking about how many times social media has been used in recent memory to trigger revolutions. So if we think about the Arab Spring, if we think about the uprising over in Cuba, And it was weird. It was hard for them in Cuba because they couldn't have Twitter. So they built their own called Little Bird and passed out the phones. So we're going to figure out who clicks on this and who likes that. And then we're going to promote them. And then that's how we're going to set it off. So, brother, and the last thing I'm going to go ahead and get off, I just want to say I just really appreciate you for your due diligence. I've seen a couple of times that you could have made some missteps in how you speak tonight, and you didn't. Again, I don't like echo chambers. I listen to people who I don't necessarily agree with. And there's an organization called not the Oath Keepers, not the Proud Boys, but the other one that's really, it's the top three, whatever that third one is. And what he was saying is that, no, we don't even talk about firearms. We don't even do woo-woo, because like you say, that homeland security laws and stuff that we don't know about. And so any type of black man or just people, Americans in general, but definitely a black man who wants self-sufficiency, baby, that's terrorism in their eyes.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I just absolutely, I just admire you for it. If I wasn't so bashful, it ain't gonna make no sense for me to. Can I come up onto the Can I come and listen to the others? The trial thing that you're doing with the tribe. Do you have the ability to be incognito as I am right now?
Yeah,
while I'm listening on the
like,
classes.
we don't have to turn on our cameras in the meeting.
Yeah.
My camera be off every meeting.
Oh,
yeah, my body. I ain't turning the camera on.
Yeah, I don't even have camera on Mondays, or we chill.
And hold on, and don't I promise y'all, I'm not all that and so forth. But like I say, I'm really out here in these streets, and so I just, I'm kind of bashful. Plus, if you can't tell by how I'm speaking, I'm dealing with a dental issue right now, so I don't want to be on here looking like Pookie and Ray Ray for real. And but in my last thing before I go for real this time I'm gone. I remember I was listening to Michi maybe a month ago, and I know it wasn't live, and I was on Old National again. You got to keep me off Old National, Miss Michi. But it made me stop. I couldn't go into the store because what she was talking about was so real, but the people couldn't understand her. So she was telling them, she's like, no. They actually have technology to put thoughts in your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was trying to get them.
On the voice of God. That's the name of
Voice of God. Yes, ma'am. She was like, no, DARPA is for real. And it kills me because you ain't got to spend no time on conspiracy theories. The stuff that's a part of the public record, it should be scary enough for you. So with that being said, I ain't going to talk y'all to death tonight. It was wonderful listening to y'all. Wonderful speaking to you again, Ms. Michi. Thank you for the grace again. And brother, I support your campaign. I ain't going to love you in vain. All right, now, y'all have a good night.
All right, appreciate you coming up, brother. Okay. All right, let me see. We got two people in the back. We got King Fountain. I'm about to bring you up next, and then I'm coming to Andrea. And I saw that Sergeant Dobie was in the back, and Andrea said in the comment section, you got an op in the back. I've seen you. And I would say this, Sergeant Dobie, if you have something to say, then you could come up here. I was actually going to click you, but you last. You come after everybody else because that's the order you came up here. If you have questions or you would like to have a conversation to where somebody can get a word in edgewise, then I don't have a problem with clicking you up here. I'm not never scared, ma'am. And I actually would be interested in why you are as crazy as you are. But what you're not going to do is come up on my platform, and as soon as I click you in, start screaming and yelling it, motherfucking bitch, I'm the motherfucking Dobie, I'm the sergeant, blah, 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 blah. Like, shut the fuck up and have a conversation. You can call me out my name all you want. You call me a fat bitch, you call me a scammer, you call me a fraud, but I'm going to need you to slow down while you say it, and I'm going to need you to be able to shut up long enough for me to respond to all the dumb shit that you say. So if you can come up here and do that, then you can click the link again, okay? But if not, then don't bother to click it. And I'm not understanding why you click my link every time I have a live just to do the same shit. As much as you stalk me, I'm sure that you watched the last 2 Saturdays I had. Both time I had somebody come up and want to challenge me. I let them say what they had to say. I said what I had to say. They said what they had to say. Like, bitch, if you want to have an argument, we can do that. But even in an argument, you got to stop yelling and you got to stop speaking with so much forced speech. You talking so fast. You talking so quick. You can barely get the words out your mouth. Calm down. Take a shot, bitch, smoke a blunt before you click that link and come back up here. But if you would have something to say, I'll let your ass come in after everybody else is done. Other than that, quit fucking clicking the link to come in the back of my StreamYards. For what? For what?
No
I mean, I
life.
really want to know why. I would like you to come back and explain to me why.
No life.
I guess you think because I got company, it's gonna be okay. I would
You
let me
got
say I don't want to blow your cover. You know, you're so cool, calm, and collected right now. What you don't know, I'm gonna bring up the next person because me and this man more alike than you motherfuckers might know. He cool right now, and he cool for the sake of other niggas. This is why he stay cool. See, I'm a woman. I can be a fool sometimes. Men can't always do that because it goes to other places. So he has learned how to tame the beast within. But there's a beast in there. He don't give no damn about you coming up here. He will sit back and laugh at the fact that you're gonna get your ass cussed out. So don't think because we got company tonight, like I gotta act right. This is my family. He doesn't see me act a pure D fool before. Okay. I got in trouble last time acting a fool. He had to tell me, motherfucking Meech, let me tell your ass something right now. And I was like, what I do? Oh, you want to act like you know what the fuck you did? So I mean, he know I'm crazy. So go ahead. Wait for somebody like this against the y'all. This is family to me.
right.
Tribe, we family.
Y'all better know.
Bring up
Invite them on.
King's Fire. Hold on. Brother, how you doing tonight?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for asking.
Good.
How's everyone doing this
Peace.
evening?
How you doing?
Good.
I'm well. Peace to everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you, Michi, for allowing this gentleman on your live because you are answering my question by bringing him on. A question that I asked you maybe about a month ago. So by bringing him on, you're answering my question.
Good, because I probably didn't have to answer then. So here you go. I brought you the answer.
Okay, well, the question was, how do I become an estate planning affiliate?
If you go to the Malachian Empire website and you go down to the bottom where it says private resources.
Private resources.
You'll see all of the different platforms and softwares and stuff we have. So you'll see Trust Lock.
Trust Lock.
Trust Lock. Yep. Like LLCK. Yep.
LLCK.
LOCK. Like a lock. Yep. So Trust Lock, and that's what I'm talking about. If you do need to call in though, you can call in the same toll-free number, except it's a different extension.
Call in different extension. Okay.
I could put it up on the screen. So this the number right here, but it's
except he might want to dial extension 101 for Trey Capital, because that's a Trey Capital product.
I was going to ask you that. Do you sell life insurance?
Can he skip the website part and just call the number?
Based upon what you're trying to do, I probably would. I'll put a word out to the agents if we get a call in, because I don't promote it like that, So since you guys are the first kind of to hear that, probably if you want to become an affiliate, because it's a manual process we have to do to get you in anyway.
Okay.
So you can call in and we'll transition you.
What was the extension again?
101.
101. Okay. Do you sell life insurance? I mean, do you have a company that sells?
We don't personally sell life insurance outside of our tribe. What we do have is life insurance options for the members of the tribe.
Options for the members. Okay.
Yeah. And so we can connect you with our life insurance agents in your region, and we could do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Insurance options. And you also have, of course, in estate planning, you're going to have the will, the trust,
Yeah.
A few other things.
Yeah. Yeah. If you become an
Life
affiliate,
insurance.
we do offer, we will be offering any type of additional training and resources to help you, be the best affiliate that you can of the
Okay.
company.
Like,
If you need so. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Because that was my initial question, as I was mentioning that I asked Michi a month back. How, because I was trying to create that process myself. I was trying to build that myself. But then when she brought you on and you said you had already got it started, already created it, I said, well, I'll just ask you then. You just teach me or show me how you did it.
Yep. Trust lock.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I also have a company. I have a business. This is my logo. Shameless plug.
Okay.
That's all right. That's all right. What's the website? We got to put it in. We put it in the chat.
Well, the website's not up right now. It got
Okay.
ever since COVID. I'm not back up yet. So it's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
Kingsfountain.com, actually.
Well, you can't be plugging yourself, and we ain't got nowhere to go. It ain't a shameless plug. It's a meaningless.
You know
plug.
it's coming. It's coming.
We can't even follow us, so everybody act like you ain't even see that shit.
Right.
Okay, that's a good one. You good.
When you get it up, you let us know. We'll put it in the chat. I'll highlight it for you.
You might need to tap into that all for one solutions too, because you can build and control your website in there too. It's an all in one
I was using
platform.
GoDaddy, so I mean, but if you have a better option,
well, we have our own private servers and everything.
Well, we can discuss further. We can discuss that further.
Yep.
Right now, my main option or my main focus is estate planning, which includes the trust, the will, the life insurance policy, and I want to tie my business into that.
Yep, you can do that.
Yeah, that's it. And I just want to know where should I go, and I want to talk price, but I'm not going to do that right now because I just want to drop the check and then go ahead and get started. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Just I got
so you want me to just make the phone call? You think that's what I should do first? Just make the phone call. Is anyone specific that I'm looking for or asking for, or is
nah? You could let whoever answers know what you're looking into. They'll take a note of it and send it down, and then you'll get an email with further instructions.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep. I recommend at some point probably scheduling a one-on-one with me.
Yeah.
And that'll help the process go a lot quicker and make sure you got what you need.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm ready, bro. I was ready yesterday, actually.
Okay.
But
yeah. You're gonna love the system. You're gonna love the system too.
Oh man, from your lips to God's ears. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
All right, Brody. Thank you, Mitch.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, boss man.
Thank you for your patience in the back. Thank you for coming up.
Look forward to meeting you soon.
All right. Have a good night.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let me see.
What's all those emojis in the chat?
A bunch of smiley faces with glasses on it. I was looking at that comment right there, put on the screen. But we got another person came up in the back. All right, I'm about to bring my girl Andrea up in the house. Woo, 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 woo. Give it up. You remember when Austin Ohio would come on and we had to do that right there? See, I can see her. Y'all can't see her. This is my dog right here. Hey, girl.
What's going on, Mickey? What's going on? See, this is the thing. This is like, a special moment for me right now, right? Because I got my two special people, like the best people in the world in front of me right now, right? So I've been knowing you since 2019, right? And then when I told Michi General that when I started studying your broadcasts and stuff on YouTube, it was like I knew that you was like, oh my God, you needed to meet her. You know what I'm saying? And she needed to meet you know what I'm saying? Because y'all energy was there, like, you know what I'm saying? And oh my God, that just happened. So thank you. So anyway,
I even knew who you was. We didn't know each other.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, but then, you know, Michi, the way Michi is, you know, like, I was studying you, right? And so, like, I heard her make a couple of comments, you know, oh, them people that's whoop 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 or whatever, they filling out paperwork and they going to jail. So I'm like, oh shit, I can't even, you know.
We don't go to jail in our tribe because we don't do that shit. But them other folks
Right.
go to jail.
So I'm like, but I'm so happy. And so you remember you when I told you that I was doing a land I was graduating from a land I guess land flipping class or whatnot. You gave me some deeds to I believe it was to, like, you know, sell the land, but to make sure that you had the title from I guess so high in the sky to so low up under the ground. But I do not know what those are called, but it was like a title, like it was some type of title
No,
that you gave it to me.
he's probably talking about either land trust or land patent.
Yes, and so you gave it to me as a graduation or whatnot, but I had my 4 boys and we all part of the tribe, but I, you know, I didn't renew my you know, I've been caught in a bad time, so I haven't renewed my ID and things like that. But I have everything, you know. I stay on my studies and things like that, and you know, I stay promoting you on Instagram and all that stuff. So you know, I just want I didn't want nothing. You know, I just want to get up here and you know, say, you know, congratulations. And, you know, saying I'm happy to see you too. And I was talking to the boy in the back. I'm like, you know, I don't think you want to mess with her and my general right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think you need to just go on and come back another day. But, you know, if he wouldn't have take that chance, then, you know, just bring him up. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to save her for last. She going to be the entertainment tonight. Just the shit that she don't know.
She talking shit like she a big nigga back there, but okay, all right. But you know, I thank you. But I'm look. Let me back in, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I'm gonna press the link over there. Let me in, like, I mean, man, like, I need it. I need to be back. All right,
come through the back. Come through the back. We got you. It's open.
Okay.
She was a member of the tribe for a long time before. It's funny because I sent her that fit you out. I was about to say, you don't cut your camera off. That fit you out.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
I was about to say she cut the camera. When I told her about it, she was saying, I've been a part of the tribe for a long time before you ever knew him. And she was telling me about how she did some stuff and the information you gave her, it worked out just fine for her and it helped her in some of the things she was doing and stuff like that. And so she been in the tribe for a minute, and then she said she just kind of got away from everything. But
I didn't have no money.
She been a tribe member before you knew me.
But man, I didn't say it like that, man. I didn't say it like that. I was like, man, you know the person that I've been dreaming to introduce you to.
Yeah, she said she wanted us to know each other, so
I wanted you to know each other.
It's her fault that I know you, General. This is her fault.
So you the reason, huh? You.
Not real, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I was telling my mama, I'm like, Mama, the General and Michi X, man, they is collaborating. Oh man, you like y'all the hardest too. Like, she got the power, she got the, you know, thunder, and you got the information, and you can just be cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, power. I'm telling you. Yeah, but
That's
I need
crazy.
I need to knock on these doors, because I got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get, and like you said, like, I understand freedom ain't free. And so once you pay for different processes and stuff, then you got to make more money, like, you know what I'm saying, to keep at it and things like that. So, you know, I understand. So I'm just trying to get my money back to tax season. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna be a citizen.
I would say tap back in so we can see you in the meetings and stuff like that. Get you back, you know, back situated. You know.
Yep.
Bye-bye, you guys.
Put that link
I
at the
ain't gonna
bottom,
take up your
girl,
time.
in the description. I'll see you in one of the meetings. I'm about to have a meeting next week. Ain't nobody said nothing to me, but I'm gonna have a meeting for the legal app that we do. So I'll be having I Zoom to tap in and see where everybody is with that next week. Y'all ain't said nothing, so I've been busy. But I said let me check in with my people. So I'll see you next week on that meeting. You always in all of them. So
All right.
all right, I love you, sis.
All right,
Kiss
peace,
and
Queen.
kiss for me. And I'll
Peace,
talk to
peace.
you soon. All right, Sergeant Dobin and William, but no, we got somebody else. Sergeant, you gotta wait. There's one more person in front of you because you come to cause trouble. So we're gonna let you cause trouble. We're gonna let you do all the trouble you want, but at the end. Tiffany says on MX, she says, yes, ma'am, I'm absolutely joining. You are my spiritual family, my tribe. I know that's right. Well, come on in. That's how I feel. It was funny because I say to General all the time, I'll be like, before I met him, I kept saying, I'm tired of just meeting whack ass people. I'm really ready for my tribe. Like I'm a loner and I stay to myself, but life ain't like that. You need people for things. And when it comes to building or just, I'm really waiting for some land to come on over this way. You know what I'm saying? Because all you got to do is give me a corner. I'm about to come build my hut from dirt and leaves if I got to, but I'm coming.
Real.
So
Yeah.
I kept saying, I kept asking the universe to send me my tribe. And I laughed when I met you because a tribe literally showed the fuck up. Like I was saying that as like just a word. Your tribe is like your people that connect with you and, y'all mesh together. So I meant it in that way. And then you really showed up with a whole damn tribe. So I always laugh about that shit. So,
Yeah.
I'm laughing when Tiffany say, this my tribe. We just might be, this my tribe. So I would say that. And I know somebody said something earlier, like, I'm glad that Michi has found somebody, that is really what they say they're about. And I know that you up here now, but I've known General for a little while now. We have not, just met each other in the past couple of months or nothing. And what I will say is out of the other people I've worked with, he's probably the person for me that has the most integrity. I watch what he does. And this is different from the other people. This is probably why it's easy for other people to play those games, mess up the work I'm doing, try and destroy stuff. Because ultimately the stuff they do never destroys me. It just kind of puts a halt or slows down the work I'm doing for the people in the community. That's what it actually hurts. It doesn't really hurt me in my life. And so if I look back at those people, that's probably one of the things that they lack. But so when I look at you, I don't ever worry about those things because you give more than you ever take. I think you have a hard time with allowing people to even do or give you anything. You have a high morale. You care a lot about the people, and I watch you sacrifice a lot for your people, right? You're not selfish in that vein. You're very self-sacrificing as a leader. And so I've watched those things, and it's much different than the other people that I've come across with this fake facade or these egos and just wanting to be seen or be the, the big guy and things like that. Like that, that's not who you are. And so I've watched you as the leader that you are. And so all of the flaws that other people had that should have been red flags from the very beginning, like you have none of them when it comes to your leadership. So I can speak and guarantee everybody, like there's never going to come a time I'm gonna be like, that nigga Neo, the general, he is fake and he ain't real and he be playing the people. Like that conversation is never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. Like with the other people, because I watch you sacrifice too much for your people. As a leader, you're always working, you're concerned about them, your morale is high. You like I said, you give more than you ever ask for back. I think you probably got to work on that a little bit. But we won't talk about that here in front of everybody. You got to learn to let people give to you, because you have a whole tribe of people that appreciate you, we respect you, and we care about you. And there's a lot that we want to do for you to help take loads off your shoulder or make things easier for you so that you can have the time to regenerate and that energy that you need to do what you got to do. And I know sometimes that's hard for you, but you have a lot of capable people around you that can do a lot of things if you just assign us some tasks. And we will. So just know that.
I agree.
Just know that. All right, so let me see. I'm about to bring up the last person who may have some questions, and then we're going to get to Sergeant Dobie, and we'll have a little arguing before you guys go to bed if anybody can have it. All right, I'm about to bring up Issa. Issa, how you doing? You up here? You hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you just fine.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. You know, I had to come up here and mess with the peanut butter queen. How you doing, brother?
How you doing? Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just I'm new to the whole Malachian movement.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, I was on the website doing a little research. My people hail from the South Carolinas, mostly Black Seminoles and Gullah Geechee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just studying, you know, I'm curious. I always support brothers in whatever they got going, you know, as long as it's positive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like I said, I just literally logged on now, so I'm probably gonna ask some questions that had already been explained, but I just don't have any idea exactly what the
Mm-hmm.
movement is. I have an
Mm-hmm.
understanding that it's a tribal movement.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm kind of lost. So if you can give me like a quick summary.
Yeah, understood. Like you say, it is a tribal organization, but specifically, like I said, our classification is important. We are a faith-based tribal organization, a faith-based non-federal tribal organization. Um, and we have two different, I guess, sectors. You could say we call it the Malachian Empire. So that's the nation. So the nation is the body of people or the collective. And then we have what we call the Republic of Malachi. The Republic of Malachi is identifies all of the territories within the Malachian Empire. So the physical territories for the people of the Malachian Empire. And ultimately, you know, outside of your traditional, we're not your traditional tribal organization. We do have, because our culture is mixed within everybody's culture. You see what I mean? We have affiliations with other organizations, other tribes, and when they celebrate particular things, we join in and celebrate as well as our not only affiliate tribes, but like we'll look at them like extended family members, because my personal blood leaks in different tribes as a whole. So I have blood ties to other tribal organizations, so I utilize that, and then as far as spiritual, like we was talking earlier, we're not praying to a particular deity or entity or anything like that. Our philosophy inside the Malachi Bible is the closer you get to self, the closer you get to God. So that's the main aspect of our spiritual section. And everything else is education, heavy education on law, educating people on your human rights, how to exercise, how to defend, how to reserve, and how to contract. Because yeah, I think that's probably one of the most important, because everything kind of like boils down to a particular contract. It's like, even with things like, say, like, for instance, like child support. You see what I mean? Like, a lot of men on child support, and they be like, most of them think like, how do they have so much power? And people ask, it's like, well, how do I defend this? How do I defend that? In order to deal with any issue, it's like a cancer. You got to cut it out from the source, from the inception of the cancer, or as close as possible. So that means you got to go back to the original contract, because you'd be like, well, I didn't ask this, I didn't agree to that. Well, technically, you did agree with it, because if you sign up for a particular program, or through a particular agency for a particular benefit to get, let's say, Section 8 housing, what I'm saying, you could have indirectly, you consciously signed up for that, but you could have indirectly agreed and signed up for something else that actually waives your rights to maybe ownership of houses. You see what I mean? If you didn't read the fine print, which most of us don't, or if we didn't have the competency of law or contract law within the realms of that contract, which most of us don't. That's why law is not a part of the standard curriculum in school, unless you're going to be an attorney, or even becoming an attorney and a member of the bar. Everything is symbolic and metaphysical. So even most attorneys don't even know what the hell certain aspects of the law is in relation to contract law, commercial law, and things like that, because they're only taught to defend clients in relation to statutes and policies, and not in the aspects as it relates to the main contract and agreement for the people, which is the Constitution. So back to child support, you're wondering why, or people out, men, I wonder why they obligated to child support. And you guys should definitely take care of your kids. What I'm saying is, there's a manipulation that the state uses child support for. You see what I mean? So if there's ways that you can establish your own child support system within your family structure. But we don't get into that. But if you guys go back to like, what state are you in?
Currently Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All right. So if you go to if you research Wisconsin VAP, voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, and when you pull up this application in any state you're in, this is the application that is signed in order to create the birth certificate. So that's the first contract that you was actually presented during your birth. That's the first inception of the commercial world, was doing the application process of the birth certificate and then the social security number. So the social security number is nothing more than a tracking device for the legal person, which is the name that's on the birth certificate. Now, what's interesting about the birth certificate application is the terminology. And for those people that's in Illinois, I can tell you what it says verbatim. So I don't like theories and stuff like that. Well, to a certain degree, I like absolute facts and principles that you can actually look up yourself. So you look up this application, you'll see in the middle of the application where it says, by signing this form, you have agreed, acknowledged and agreed that you have been given a verbal acknowledgement and a verbal explanation of this VAP. And that's when the doctor comes to the room and gives you the clipboard saying like, yeah, this means this means that, and blah blah blah, says a few words and you sign off. And then it also says that you have acknowledged and understood the rights that you have created and waived by signing this form. So they tell you that you created rights, which they never use the word create in relation to people, except that one application. So the rights that you've created and waived by signing this form. So the mother signs off and the father signs off, and usually they don't reserve their rights within that contract. They just sign off. So if you don't reserve your rights within a contract, you have no rights. So I'm gonna say that one more time. If you do not reserve your rights within a contract, you have no rights. So that's why when people go back and be arguing about, oh, this is illegal, this is wrong, this is fraud, that might be true. But the actuality of it is, most of the time, somewhere down the line, they gave you an offer. This is contract law again. For a contract, it needs to have an offer, acknowledgement, consideration, and acceptance. Now, also, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So now, the reason why I'm mentioning this form, this application, is because at the bottom of this particular application, it says in order to order a certified copy of this application, visit, for example, www.illinois.childsupport.gov. Now, anybody with a little bit of common sense will ask, like, what the hell does child support have to do with this birth certificate application? Which means that they're telling you, without telling you, that this is a dual application for not only the birth certificate to create the legal person that the state is over, because the state is over the property, and you assume to be, now you are assumed to be this person, and we are up under the assumption that we are the person. So they merged the living man with the fictitious person, because a corporation can only manage over a corpse, meaning the dead can only administer over the dead. So they had to create a fictitious version of you. So the reason why we mention this again is that means that most people have waived their rights over their own child in the beginning and gave those rights and power of attorney not only to the state, but through the third party organization that we call child support from the inception of the birth certificate application and during the birth of the child. And we think that child support is government. Child support is a third party company that uses the court to gain administrative powers in order to garnish your wages. And the one that rats you out is your employer. That's why they want you to be a W-2 employee instead of like a 1099 independent contractor. So by law, being an owner of a corporation, when they send your employer that notice, they got to give up the intel that gives them access to garnish those wages. So that's why they need to have your address, your legal address. That's why your legal address is important, because when you have your legal address, if your legal address is incorrectly done, meaning your legal address is your home, that means they now they have the power and right to address you with these offers that you typically accept. But without those few things, they would never even have power to contract with you to hold you liable for those debts. And that's just one example. You see what I mean? The social security card, social security application is a tracking device. That's what, remember in the movie The Matrix, the green numbers that was on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the movie, the numbers stop. And when the numbers stop, you can actually, if you looked at the movie enough, at once sometime you're gonna remember Sector was going through the computer, and Neo would just made it to Zion probably a couple days. He was like, man, how do you know what you're looking at? He was like, oh, at this point, I don't even see numbers. I see, blonde, brunette, Caucasian, Asian, blah, 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 blah. He started naming classifications of people, right? So that was the key that tells you what the numbers was related to in the matrix the whole time, and they stop it at the end. So if he gave you the hint right there, and you look at the number, you notice that they're 9-digit numbers, all in categorized, all in columns. These columns are categories. Categories of what? Category of people. What kind of people? Legal people. Now that number, the bright side about it is that legal person only follows you where you bring it. You see what I mean? So because you have a choice in most things to either, okay, you're applying for this vehicle. You're going to use your social security number to identify. Are you going to buy this for the corporate person of you? Or are you going to buy it for the private person of you? Meaning, are you going to use that government name with the tracking device, the social security number? Or are you going to use your private trust with the private EIN? There's always an and or. Of course, they want you to use that because they know they can easily hold that one liable. And which is why they love cosigners, especially human ones. So when you start operating in different vehicles and stuff like that, there's pros and cons. Now, when it comes to funding, you want a corporation that looks fundable and that appears to have a traditional outfit, because when they start looking at, you got an LLC, that's owned by a trust, that's doing business in another name, that's up under a church. They're like, nah, we don't, because that tells them we can't get this nigga. You see what I mean? So in essence, we are a collective and a group of people nationwide and internationally with the same mission and objectives, which is being self-governed, being able to self-identify, and we make our indigenous and our human rights a part of our religious beliefs, so that those religious rights and beliefs are embedded inside of our religious text, which is the Malachian Bible. We, like I said, we control and create our own curriculums of education to complement the things that we, that are prime areas of focus, which is, again, like I say, law and different topics in relation to the way the world is going. So yeah, I would just, take some time to kind of like just go over the website and just, take advantage of the trial to, tap into the meetings or whatever like that, to kind of get more of an insight on, the current agenda and objective and, right now and our goals for the future and stuff like that. Things will change once we start building on the territories. And that's when you guys will the world will see more of our culture. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we don't just talk about spirituality. You know, we actually, that is a true foundation of our organization and our tribe. You know, because we do have our annual ceremonies, you know, through sacred medicines, you know, such as DMT, ayahuasca, and things like that. So we are a tribe of people that's, you know, really tapped into the spiritual side. But again, the closer you get to self, the closer you get to God.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be looking into it, man. I'll tell you, if I can give you a grade for your presentation, boy, I give you a 9.9, and only a 9.9 because 9 is technically the highest number.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, I appreciate you, brother. And I'll be doing more studying, man. I'm gonna put that on my to study list. Right now, I've been going over the Tut language. I want to master it because I feel like it's a good tool. It is. Just the looks that people will give you when you speak to another brother in Tut. You know what I'm saying? And they can't understand what you're saying. And then when you tell them, they be like, man, where you from? And they be like, man, listen, I'm from here, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever identifier that, you know, many people use. Some people might call themselves Moors. Some people might call themselves Black American. But whatever identifier somebody use. But yeah, that's really high on my list right now. But yeah, brother, I will most definitely be looking into it. And I appreciate you having me up here, Miss Michi, Miss Peanut Butter. I'm coming for my date. I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to throw the show off. You know what I mean? You know what kind of people we is, Michi. We the kind of, we like that barbershop people. Martin Luther King was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what we is. You know what I'm saying? You see who I got on the shirt? The real man. Try me. Try me.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? I wear his necklace every single day. To me, he is the greatest Black man that ever set foot on American soil. And to this day, I have never seen anybody else that was going to bring up charges on the United States to the United Nations. That's one of the reasons why they killed him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was far ahead of his time.
Roger that. Yeah.
But thank you so much for having me up. It was good to meet you, brother. I took down that number too. I know you probably hella busy. So, you know, I'll shoot you some emails and maybe hopefully, inshallah, God willing, I'll be able to talk to you, you know, for a little bit. But I was glad to get up here. And like I said, I'm gonna be doing my studying. Miss Peanut Butter, thank you for having me. You sitting over there looking bright. You know what I'm saying? Got the intelligent brother on the line, man. It's a good night. I just got off of work. It's a good night. About to have me some herbaries and crawl in this bed after I get done messing with this tea.
I appreciate you
coming up. You enjoy the rest of your night, brother.
Yeah. Make sure while you're on the website, download the Malachian font so you can start writing to the Malachian language. So we do have our own language as well.
Yeah, we do.
Because if you control the language, you control the law.
Oh yes, sir. I've took some of Dr. Malachi yours because I love language. So you know, I've studied Nawapic. You know what I'm saying? I'm studying Aramaic. I've studied Arabic, Farsi. I lived in Iran for 2 years. You know what I mean? So language is the thing. So you got your own language, man. So let me tell you, you're intelligent. You can't just invent a language without having some type of intelligence. You know what I'm saying? That's not nothing that dumb people do.
Our own alphabet, our own currency. This man always creating something for the tribe.
Yes, sir. Stay sucker free, man. And God is with you, brother. I appreciate you so much. See you later, Miss Meachie.
All right. Have a good night, brother. Okay. Dun dun dun.
This is your time.
Sergeant Dobie. Now I'm gonna bring you up here. I don't know if you have questions for my general or if you have a question for me. If I bring you up here and you start yelling and screaming like a mad fool, I'm just gonna drop you down and go to fuck the bed. I'm not gonna play games with you, okay? Now, if you would like to come up here and ask me a question, talk to me like you have some sense, and when you're done, then I will answer your question, okay? And that's the rules, okay? All right. So dun dun dun. Y'all ready for this? Good evening, Sergeant Dobie. How you doing, sis?
Really?
Michi. 3 years later, and you're finally opening up a panel. I would have thought you would have invited me first of all, because you're the one who told me to come to your panel 3 years ago. Did you not? And it's so funny. I'm the best in the game to come up here because the gentleman that was up here before, he seems to not know that you have an issue with Malachi Z. York. So I think that would present an issue because we know that you were sharing Q Butter going in on Chief Rod Hayes. And you know that I have Rod Hayes and I have the NOI and I have the Black Panther Party that you know, and the NFAC and the whole entire government. Okay, Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford. So let's just go there. I just want to know, when you came up there and you accosted me in that puppet's chat of yours, okay? And you threatened me, hold on, and you threatened, hold on, over a trademark heist.
What would the Malachian York Z that you're talking about?
Because he just mentioned Malachi Z. York, and we know you have an issue with Malachi Z. York. You did a whole live, totally disrespecting him.
Okay, first of all, I didn't do a whole live on him at all. And the next thing is that he has nothing to do with the tribe I'm in. Matter of fact, there's a whole disclaimer on the front of our website, so motherfuckers will quit confusing us with him.
Okay, and excuse me. Can I say something? I'm not here for any of that. I'm here for why you accosted me. I'm here for why you accosted me. No. No, let's act because see, you're so smart. I'm a cryptographic engineer here, sweetie. Okay, you're so smart. You graduated, right?
Okay, now I'm gonna mute your mic real quick. You said I accosted you. Give me the.
I don't have time to go down definitions with.
Give me the definition of accosted. Since I accosted
you accosted me in Odyssey's chat. You and Z Banker. Remember, you said you're gonna whoop my ass, and you called me all out my name when I asked you about Otho Wallace because I wasn't for your trademark heist. It hasn't gone anywhere.
You didn't ask me about Otho Wallace when I cussed
Yes,
you.
I did. We have the video. So you're going to keep lying?
Are you going to let me speak, or is this going to be the end of the conversation? You said a lot. Now, hold on one goddamn minute. First of all, you were in Goddess Masterpieces chat, and you got upset because I was talking about the trademarks that I took from Dr. Boyce Watkins, and you got upset.
Excuse me. You're gonna speak the truth. I didn't get upset. You accosted. You're going to speak the truth. You're going to be honest tonight. We know you don't have the capability. You're going to be honest because it's all on video.
Sergeant Dobby, you have 2 more minutes. Say what you want to say.
Oh, yeah. Because I don't like your lies. And you know, we got all the videos. So when you speaking about honest, no one was mad. You, excuse me.
Are we gonna
you were mad. See, you don't know how to speak facts or truth. That's why your problem. See, look at you, Judas.
Now I dropped you back down in the back. Okay. I'm tired and I don't have time for your bullshit tonight. I'm not even understanding as a grown-ass woman why you are up here. Are you upset because I said that Malachi is a motherfucker that was a pedophile, that his goddamn son was online talking about the shit he did to him? I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Are you still upset because 3 years ago when I took all of these fake ass niggas online trademarks, you had a problem with it? What kind of black woman is mad because I took Dr. Watkins trademarks because he was stealing everybody's ideas and he got a bunch of women he ain't never paid, but you mad about that? Bitch, it has nothing to fucking do with you. So what are you mad about? And it's been 3 years. So what the fuck are you mad about? Why don't you name something I've done to you for you to be upset about? Like something's wrong with you, bitch. Get some therapy. Now I'm gonna let you back up here and I'm giving you all of 2 minutes. I'm gonna shut the fuck up and I'm gonna count to 62 motherfucking times because that's a minute if you all know, bitch. And then after that, we're gonna be done, okay? After that, can you quit stalking me? Go right ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna add you back. Act like you got some sense. You keep jumping. I don't even know what the fuck you want. You go from A to B to Z to D. You won't stay on anything long enough for me to even answer the fucking question. And trust, I don't owe you no explanation about nothing. I just like to watch your madness. So slow it down so I can observe it a little bit. Class is in session. We watching a crazy bitch right now, y'all. Go ahead.
No, you the crazy bitch. Did you hear me? I got a problem with you, bitch. And you came here to Illinois and you lied on the Sonia Massey family. You're going to stop playing games because we're going to be down there in Georgia. You got this problem, bitch. I don't have a problem with anything. You came at me. Did you hear me? Ho, you came at me. Tell the truth, Judas. Pisces. See, that's why you are Pisces, because you Judas.
Who did I betray? I owe you no.
Okay, yeah, you betrayed the people when you lied on Sonia Massey. You said Sonia Massey family contacted you and they did not for clout. Just say you wanted to go ahead and you want to clout chase First Sergeant Dobie here in Chicago. No one invited you here.
Now you're gonna quit telling that lie too, ma'am. Okay? Is that your beef? Are you mad? Huh? If it wasn't so late, I will call Sonia Massey's brother, whose number is in my phone, who thanked me when I came there at the end of the fucking community meeting for coming and supporting all that I did. Okay, so is that your beef? Huh? Sonia Massey family didn't contact you. So let me just answer this real quick so you could quit saying this, because you've been saying this for like a whole fucking 3 months now. First of all, like I said, Sonia Massey's family did contact me. I don't know what your definition of family is, but all of those people that were down there in Illinois don't live around there. Do you know that? Do you know that the only people that actually lived in Illinois was Sonia? So since you know so much, bitch, is her fucking mother and her brother. The rest of those people didn't even live there. Okay. And so a lady named Otika, who might be in the chat, shout out to Otika, who is a family friend of 19 years of Sonia and her mother. Her mother was distraught. She was at the house with her mom. For any of those people showed up, that was the rest of her family. She was there for the balloon release when it was only 5 motherfuckers, her mama, some friends, and Otika. And her mother was very devastated. And Otika said to her mom, do you want me to contact the activist that I know named Michi, and maybe she can get you some help? The mother said, yes, please, if you can find somebody to help me. So Otika then emailed me for the mom to ask for some help. By the time I got down there, they already had the motherfucking attorneys, the national news. So they didn't need my help anymore. And while I was there, they were instructed. They said they could speak to me after the case was over. But the attorney, which he always does, Crump, because we deal with him in a lot of cases. I've met the nigga face to face 50 times. Crump know who the fuck I am. And he said, you can't talk to anybody right now, even though he let them go all on the national news. So they said, we can't speak according to our attorney. That's what they all fucking do. Just like DeMonterio had to get permission to speak on my channel from his attorney. Bitch, that's how this works. I would think your activist ass would know that, bitch. But I stayed around. I went to all the places. When it was all said and done, her brother came up to me at the community meeting, gave me his number, and said, when it's all said and done, we would love to talk to you. Thank you for coming and showing your support. Now, do you understand that, bitch? Or you want to keep crying about you lied on Sonia Massey? This bitch, I don't have to lie about being a motherfucking activist. I don't have to lie. Now, quit crying about that shit. You've been crying about that shit for 3 months. You lied on Sonia Massey. Her family didn't call you. Her family didn't call you. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Her mother was distraught. She didn't call nobody. But on her mama's behalf, her fucking friend called me. Now, I'm going to bring you back up here. You got 60 seconds left because you already wasted the first 60. Go.
You're lying, bitch. You know I am. We've proved you wrong so many times. Keep playing, bitch. You gonna get yours. You gonna get yours. Keep playing. I don't care about no General Hale. I'm with fair kind of shit, bitch. Don't play with me. You're a liar. You're a liar. So he can shake his head. Yeah, because we got receipts. Exactly. Because you're a liar. You like to jump all the fuck around. You take no accountability. That's why you ain't with Interface.
So are you going to ignore everything I just
Grandmaster J, bitch.
About the Sonia Massey thing? Are you going
to
address that you was wrong? Or no? No.
White broad.
Take that as a doubt.
That's that white bitch. That's the white in you, bitch. I know how to get rid of you. Put a scratch and sniff sticker at the bottom of a full pool. Get rid of your ass. Put a scratch and sniff sticker at the bottom of a full pool. And then anchor that shit to a donut. Your ass is gone, bitch. The fuck out of here. I went to school with your motherfucking kind. I beat them all. All white folks, bitch.
It's gonna be real early.
All white folks, because you was a liar. That's why. What happened to Z Banger? What happened to Z Bussy, huh? What happened to Z Bussy? I know General Hale don't know. What happened to Z Bussy, huh? We know General Hale don't know. He come a long time afterward. Well, we got to get Tommy Sotomayor. What happened? Bitch, you ain't going to be honest, is you? I know General Hale, you smart enough to understand receipts, sir, aren't you?
You got
don't believe nothing this bitch say. That's why she fall out with everybody. You was talking about Angela Stan King and Kwame Brown too, bitch. That's why you was still, bitch. That's why you was still jocking Tasha K, bitch. Get the fuck out of here, ho. You's a lying bitch. The family didn't contact you, ho. Bye.
New Year.
That's crazy. So much anger.
Something wrong with these people. Now let me tell you something, General.
That can't be real though.
This lady has been doing this for 3 years. She was in some lady's chat. She got upset when I said that I had bought Dr. Watkins' trademark. And I had the girl whose chat I was in actually used to be on Fly Nubian Queen. So I told her I was going to let them have his trademark and they could do what they wanted to do with it. If you want me to take his channel down, what you want me to do with it? And she was in the chat like, what does this benefit the Black community? I think this some bullshit. So I cussed her out and was like, bitch, why are you in all of our business? This man done fucked over a lot of women and here you are talking about financial gain. That's not the point. And this has nothing to do with you. You can't even be happy over some women showing a nigga up who been using it for so long. He deserved what's happening to him. So at the end of the day, what are you mad for? And then the bitch been going on a tangent ever since. She's just been talking crazy. She go to everybody chat. Y'all see how she was all over the place? I don't even know what the fuck she talking about. Like, why do it make sense that I can't be down with the Malachian tribe because a nigga that just came up on my live mentioned Malachi, Zeke, whatever that nigga name is. I don't even know or care, right? Because he mentioned him. What they got to do with me? Ma'am, I need you to stop smoking crack. Okay? Stop. Now they say sugar is bad because I do like donuts. Now I'm gonna get some in the morning on the way to my hair appointments. Will be real early. I'm going to Krispy Kreme, and they say that's bad for me. But I've been losing a lot of weight, so I think I can have a donut or two, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But you should get on sugar versus crack. I mean, they're both bad for you, but I think the crack is way worse than the sugar. Okay, so I just want to offer you some advice. Sometimes you got to place one thing with another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a tad bit worse. Yeah. Oh man.
Thank you for hanging out with us, General. It's late, but I'm not gonna apologize for keeping you up late because this is your time up. You're awake. You got to go make breakfast and create 5 more things from the tribe. And
I'm finna go to work.
Balance the books and exercise, beat some shit up in the dojo and all of that. By 6 o'clock. Got a lot of shit to do right now.
Yeah, I'm finna go to work.
I know it's time for you to go to work. I already know. I'm not apologizing for keeping you up. This is when you be up. I already know.
That's crazy.
Thank you for coming up here. For everybody, I apologize. I would apologize, but y'all know I be on here being ignorant. So I mean, I had to give y'all, y'all needed some drama in the show. Thank you, Dobie. Thank you, Dobie. Because we was too information based and too, thank you, brother.
Yeah, you gotta mix it up some.
God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. It was too much going on to that tonight. So we had to throw a couple of the beep, 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 the shit that need to be beeped out. You know what I'm saying? We had to wake them up a little bit before they go to bed.
Balance.
That's right. We had to get y'all some bullshit with all of that great shit y'all just got all night for 3 hours.
That's what's up.
Yeah, y'all. I want to remind everybody that in the description of the YouTube video is the link for the tribe. Again, if you guys have questions, there is so much that can be said about living this private life. You're not going to learn it in we can do an 8-hour live. You ain't gonna learn it all. And so I'm sure some of y'all may have questions. And again, I want to thank my general for giving y'all something that he ain't never done for nobody before, because he particularly protective about his tribe. So he done gave y'all 30 days for free though. Come in there. We got plenty of meetings. Monday is the day you want to come in so you can ask your questions and things like that. Wednesday, come check out our He's a Bible study, and I'm gonna respect what he called it, but I would tell you from somebody who comes in, I feel like Wednesdays are our spiritual night. No matter what your belief is or whatever, we come in there and talk about the God in us and how you get to that higher part. That thing they give you that extra energy you need when life just make you want to tap out. You got to find that strength within. Like we do that stuff. Like you leave feeling real encouraged, and I can do this another day, and all of that good shit. So I would say it's for me, it's my spiritual time when I go with another group of people. So check us out on that day. Check out the sister who came up here. If y'all could be in there on Sundays for the women empowerment, I think that y'all will really enjoy that for the sisters. She does a great job, and I'm sure you will enjoy meeting the other sisters that are in there. So click the link. It's in the description. You can go down there and get your first 30 days for free, y'all. And you can ask all the questions and check it out and make sure it's for you. And if you don't want to continue and you get off the stop in 30 days, well, all right then. And if you stay, welcome to the tribe.
Yeah, they probably got to know, because I forgot that link bypasses them from the main site. It takes them straight to the network. So if whoever wants to check out the main site, that gives them all the information on the tribe. I forgot about that.
So I could put the link in the chat right now, because they'll be able to see it when they watch this replay. Mm-hmm. So I will put it in there right now. So there we go, y'all. That is the link to the actual website. So you could go and check out like all of the stuff over there on the website. Okay.
Yeah.
So there
Till
they go
next
right
time.
there. Yeah. I mean, and that's the website. So the website is good, but I actually think personally, General, that the link that they got that bypass all of that, it's like, you know, you don't got to walk up the stairs. You just get there and boom, you in the house. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what the good shit at. For the website, it's just the front of
Yeah.
the stuff. They can always
Yeah.
look at that, but they take you to the crib. You be in the living
Yep.
room. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you show up on
Mhm.
Monday, you be in the kitchen with Glorilla, let it cook. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You be in there getting it in, fried chicken and shit. So, you know, so that's the difference between the two. There go the link for y'all. If you watching the replay back, the comment section will be in the replay of the live, so you guys
Yep.
can find that
Shout
in.
out to Dwayne. Shout out to Carla. Shout out to Linda. Shout out to yep, they just joined. Shout out to Paula or Perlia, Miss Wells.
Yeah, that's who you talked to earlier. That's her name.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's her. And she shout out to her. She sent that cash app. So all right, everybody. And for everybody else that's in here, I will be sending out an email tomorrow with this replay for MX Network and for my regular network on my site. And I will be sending out the all the information for the 30-day trial in there, as well as the link to this video. Anyway, I will send it out to everybody that maybe missed the information, or folks who didn't get to watch this live. So you'll have that. Don't worry, whether you missed the information or not, you can't find it, you're gonna get it 50 ways. It's in the bottom of this video. I'm about to send out some emails. You guys will have it tomorrow as well. So all right, it's a bunch of people said, all right, they're gonna try and join and do all of that good stuff. Okay, y'all. Well, y'all have a good night. Well, General, I would say have a good night. Have a good day at work.
Thank you once
I'm
again.
try to go to bed. You know, this my working time too. I'm gonna lay there. I'm gonna try to go to bed though, because I gotta get up early. Them early mornings, boy, shit be killing my soul. I'm not a morning person, but I'm gonna get up because I gotta get my hair done. I'm gonna get up for that.
To be continued. A shout out to everybody on MX Network, and see some of you guys in inside.
Yeah, we will. All right, y'all have a good night. I'll see you guys later.
Peace.